I got that. You just want me to do it myself? That's rude. Well, now I know how many players I'm going to have at the end of the session because they all spoke up.
Hi.
Hi.
I said it all with my eyes.
Indeed.
That's what this was.
I see what you did there.
Do you?
Oh,
Get it
man.
out. Get it out. Get it out. I feel like this music may not necessarily be enough. Oh, but I've got some time because we got announcements to do first. Thank you for coming to Inkwell Society. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us here on twitch.tv/D&D. Make sure that you go ahead and drop a follow or a sub. Get some really sweet emotes. If you want some of us, we're over at twitch.tv/MazeArcana, and you can bring those to play here like we do. You!
It is
Also,
it is after the first of the month, so all those Amazon Primes renewed.
There's Amazon Primes that you guys need to renew. If you had them and you were putting them somewhere, you probably got to do it again. You see me waving this thing like it's a magic wand. Well, it's not. But inside it is something with a bunch of letters that you don't know unless you've studied Lovecraft. Oh, what is this?
It's the Elder Script.
You want to touch that?
You go
So
ahead.
that is what you get if you, when the community voted fan art for Inkwell Society. All you have to do is go and make some form of art. It doesn't necessarily have to be fan art like drawing or something like that. If your gifts are in music, it doesn't even have to have lyrics. But if your gift is there, if you make cosplay, whatever it is that you do, just let us know. Shoot a
Keep going.
shoot an email with proof or the thing or what have you to dndfanart@wizards.com.
Yep.
Yip, 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 yip. And we will each pick one of our favorites, and then you will vote. And you will tell us who gets that. Anybody want to wager a guess of what that says?
I don't know what it says, but I will say that this isn't painted on. This is actually embedded into the wood. This is like different pieces of blue, either stone or wood, just embedded into the wood. Yeah, that's not painted on.
And Felix knows his wood.
It's really cool.
It's an inlay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my
It is
God.
Gorgeous. It's way, way, way cooler than I thought at like
Know
first glance. I'm like, it's really cool.
I can't tell you what it says because I already
I'm
know
jealous.
what it says.
Yeah, I
That
know
would be
what it
cheating.
says. It would be cheating.
I can read Elder Script.
I've got Primordial. Can I read this?
You can't. You can't. You would need Alien.
Oh. I mean,
That's
outsider maybe.
Chance?
Huh?
Outsider.
You-
would work.
I don't know.
We don't want to spoil it. We want them to guess what it
In
is.
the
Probably
chat.
says something.
Okay.
Can we confirm it during the break?
Yeah, we'll confirm during the break. Yes, I think this is how it actually goes.
Kyle knows. How many scripts can you read?
A badillion.
Fantasy scripts.
Me personally?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't count.
Kyle, are you a polyglot?
Polyglot?
Polyglot.
Sort of.
Okay.
What's that?
You don't know what that is?
No, I don't.
It's someone who's super, super talented, like naturally talented with languages.
No, it's just somebody who speaks more than one language.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was like a natural kind of trait. Nope.
Can I believe him?
You
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Funny case
You
in
can
point.
choose to
That's
believe.
happening right now.
This is not the edition where you would choose to disbelieve.
Whoa.
I failed my illusion save.
Indeed. So we're gonna go ahead and get rolling onto gummies. We're gonna get rolling onto the announcements so that I can have some gummies. Okay. Go ahead.
So announcements. Of course, you need to thank all of our wonderful sponsors like World Anvil. World Anvil is at worldanvil.com. You can get all of your campaign tools there. You can get all kinds of maps and timelines and notes and really cool things to share with your campaign. Also, the Rook and the Raven, rookandtheraven.com, make really cool campaign booklets that you can keep track of all of your character stuff. And even if you're just DMing, you can put all of your notes in there. Plus, it's got secret little card pockets, so you can hide little notes in there. Also, Wormwood, who made these wonderful dice trays like you just saw. Wormwood.com. Go give them some love for the holidays. Level Up Dice is someone we like.
A lot.
They gave us a lot of cool dice lately. Satine just got some really cool, was it onyx and gold?
And jet gold numbered. And the cool thing is they started crushing up different gems and then putting them back together in different forms. So this is black on black. It looks, I call it the Egyptian monolith dice.
So it's Gem Fusion.
Gem Fusion, yeah.
I heard that Level Up Dice now is making gift cards available. So if you don't know what dice your people want, you can just give them gift cards and they can choose the sets that they like. Extra Life is still collecting wonderful donations to the end of the year. See what kind of wonderful unlocks you can do. I know Chris Lindsay's talking about all kinds of cool things for his. What do you got on yours still?
Oh, man, the Chris Lindsay one is where to go.
Yeah, Chris has got some amazing stuff.
This is the next season, PHB +2.
Yeah.
The normal rule for Adventures League is a PHB plus one more book.
Yep.
If he hits a certain amount of donations, PHB plus 2 other books.
And is that for all of Adventures League?
That's for next season only.
Okay.
But still, it's a big freaking deal.
But is it just for the people who donate, or is it for everybody who
It's
plays
for
Adventure
everyone.
League?
It's unlocked.
So there you go. Everybody who plays Adventure League. If you want those extra bennies, you better get all your friends to kick in.
Nicely done.
Of course, if you want to pay for things, you can always use campaign coins. I'm sure Chris Lindsay will take those. You can get no, he doesn't. Sorry, you can get those at campaigncoins.com, but they come in all kinds of values. You even have like mega values for those huge treasures, so you don't have to have piles and piles of coins blocking your characters in the treasure rooms. Also, Idle Champions is out there. Idle Champions is the #1 downloaded free play game on Steam. Did you know that?
Did
They
you
kick
know?
butt.
Did you know Battle Champions, as of about a week and a half, will be on Xbox and PlayStation?
I did. They said that last week. We were pimping it out, but bears repeating. You can play it on your PlayStation and Xbox, but you can't take your PC character over to it. You got to set up a whole new account. They don't let them share because Sony and Microsoft didn't let that happen. Also, today drops a really cool podcast. Heard Life Action Roleplay put out some really cool stuff today. You can see Kai and Ryan and Cynthia on there. And today they're talking.
Well, here, it's a podcast.
You see them on it in your brain, in your mind brain.
In your brain eyes.
They've got stuff they're talking about. I think there was chat room RPG and online text RPGs like MUDs, and they're also talking about character development. And what other stuff did you cover that people would love to see on that?
A whole bunch of the older styles of roleplay and the methods that some of us who are a little older than you might think used to play when we were growing up.
You're not 18?
No.
Damn.
No.
However, if you really do want to see that podcast, I challenge anybody who does animation to animate them to their voices. That would be really cool. Also, you can catch Sirens here every Tuesday. Last night was a little bit of a problem, but you can always catch them on VODs as well.
I was a little tired.
You was the dead.
I was a little dead.
That's what doing a weekend of cons at PAX Unplugged will do for you. You had a lot of fun there, though. Who'd you guys get to hang out with?
I was on stage with the Waffle Crew for Dice Camera Action Fireside.
Nice.
How was it good? I mean, I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah?
And then the D&D Beyond Roulette. That was fun. Dungeon Master by Kate Welch.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You guys got to crash in on the adventure leagues that were going on there, too, right?
Yeah, we dropped into Adventures League. We spread some cheer and some patches and some Idle Champion stuff. What was that?
that was her vitamin drink.
So we got in there and we hung out with them a little bit and spent some time around our Adventures League friends, who I believe Taking Initiative is the group that was running it this year. They were awesome to spend some time with. We hung out. Jim Zub came down and hung out with us there for a little bit.
Hand Her a Sword,
Oh.
which was a panel organized by Ethan Schoonover, who is a teacher at a school in Seattle. It's an all-girls school, and he has I think it's 30-girl group.
Oh, a single group of 30 people at once?
No, it's like an after-school group.
Okay, they break
So
up
it's
into
like a
separate
club.
groups. That's
And
nice.
now they have 3 dungeon masters. I'm not really sure what age they are, but it was probably the most wonderful, loving, encouraging panel. It was Megan Connell, BJ Hensley, Kate Welch, and I. Actually, we ran all the way across the convention to get there because it was immediately after.
Yeah, that was.
And it was so beautiful. There was a moment where I'm on the panel and I'm looking over and all these little girls and smiles and we're all talking about how we can help each other. And I just burst into tears and I'm really trying to like hide the fact that I'm just bawling. And it was one of those moments where I'm like, I wish there was a group of people like this. And the panel was packed full of people. Standing room was packed. People couldn't get in. And I was like, look at all these encouraging people trying to find a way to communicate with each other better and to promote the voice in each little girl. And I just couldn't handle it.
No.
So it was a very good ending to our convention season for 2018.
Sounds like it. Sounds like a good one. We've got a bunch more cons coming up next year, though. Bunch of cons.
Rest, though. I gotta
keep watching here to find out which ones, though.
Yeah.
And you'll probably post them online. There's also, speaking of dungeon mastering, on Sundays, we got Dungeon Master's Guide. Satine will be back this week because she's not hanging out at a con. It's right here at twitch.tv/DND at 1 p.m. Pacific time. You two can come and get all your hints that you need to learn how to have more fun as a DM and keep your players interested. I think we've got your stream. Kai's got his stream. Where is it?
Twitch.tv/SigNeutron.
Typical Sig. Just names everything after himself.
Brandy.
But it's a good name, though. And you still doing a bunch of new crafting and carving on there?
Yep. And then we got a whole new lineup that coming up soon. So I got some like weird game show, like a lot of experimental formats that I want to try, like versus just regular games and stuff. So
you're playing some video games. Which one are you playing lately?
I was trying We Happy Few lately, but we got a bunch of horror VR games, and Randy is like just terrified at everything. So we did a stream of her
being mean to her.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's so funny to watch. Like I couldn't stop laughing. So it's good. So got that to look forward to.
And how often do you stream that? Every?
We're trying to set up our schedule like starting next week to have like post a schedule every Sunday for the week. So
because I know you guys switch a lot because of the projects you get sucked into. Sometimes you can't hit every single day.
Nope.
But that's cool. Yeah. Other than that, I think that's all we've got. Unless anybody else has anything they want to throw in.
I'm sure there is, and I'm sure I'll remember it
we'll remember it later
during the break.
Plus all the other sponsors we'll touch later.
Yeah. How about that last week, the Yawning Portal from Dwarven?
That was amazing.
Thank you so much. The Sirens loved it. I think we did 7 songs.
You did the most songs that you guys have done to date.
Yeah.
To date.
That was definitely a vacation from chaos. And now they're in a fight club. It's okay.
Yeah, now it's Siren Fight Club. You know, because
we don't talk about it.
Is that a singing bard battle?
Battle of the
so
Bands.
this is like the Fight Club in what was the
Pitch Perfect?
Yeah, Pitch Perfect, the second one where you had like the Green Bay Packers. And they were doing is that a sing off?
It's a riff off.
Riff off.
No way, man. This is real. This is Ariza the Angel against a Duragar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Asmar
It's gonna get
versus Duragar?
crazy.
I remember the last time that we put an Asmar in a ring, Kyle got sold.
Yes.
Or Kyle got wagered.
Yes.
And should have been sold. But
when you beat up and kidnap the guy who won the bet.
that's how they took him instead.
All right. Be careful what you win. Your prizes aren't always nice.
Yeah, right. I think with that, we're probably ready to kick it into the intro. When we last left off, 3 of our 4 intrepid nobodies were making themselves what we would call useful, investigating different avenues of this mystery. Laucian took his talents to Sharn's welcome, sorting through a morgue that is maybe a little substandard, but finding some valuable information that I'm sure he cannot wait to share with the group. Grizz went to go check out the child's reading group in the library and looking for any remnants of Library Larry, which he found, and promptly dislocated his wing, while saving him from being dumped into an incinerator headed directly for the cogs. Felix, who was not really here, but in spirit, told me his character would have gone to pick up the uniforms that you had once used for some party somewhere, and alter them to where they now have 2 uniforms that look very similar to the Sharn's watch here in the Gate of Gold. Actually, I think you adapted them. I don't know if you put insignia on them. But after that, you wanted to take a walk down to Millie's and see what was happening there.
Was I able to hit a keysmith on the way, or?
You had not yet, but that's only because I did not remember anything about Keysmith.
No problem.
And our beloved Rose spent time with her fabulous friend, Robert. And the 2 of them made a little stop in the park, and then took their time getting to the lift. And Rose discovered that there was some form of bounty on her head. Grizz, meanwhile, took a few hoodlums to task, and now has in his possession a masked man named Thunderspark. While Laucian, exiting the morgue, made his way to Zelwyn's workshop by request. It's not like he just went, but by request. And the last thing that we saw were airships flying overhead. As the door closes behind you, the half-elf, shirtless and pantless, lay strapped to an operating chair that was bolted to the floor. As he sees Zelwyn and you enter the room, his mouth hangs wide open. He inhales to scream as Zelwyn taps a wand against the wall. The room goes silent, even as you move across the cold stone floor. The ever-burning lamps shift from a harsh, clinical white to a sinister red. As Laucian approaches the right side of the gurney and moves towards the shoulder and headrest, your eyes linger from his toes, some of them without nails, and even a missing pinky, to a crisscross of sutures scaling up the side of his leg, as if his flesh were stitched and sewn from hem to waist. Then sleeves leading down to his hand, and the digits there some of which were also severed at the knuckle. At the side of the chair, his left index finger unwillingly grazes a small blue button. The leather strap around the man's neck keeps him snug in place, but his wide, terrified eyes follow you. Attempting to make eye contact, hoping to glean any amount of your intent. The silence in the room seems to echo the patient's creeping despair. As you settle next to him, there is also a flat steel pan of shiny but bloody tools. Zelwyn climbs atop the elf, half-elf, grabs his jaw and forces it open. He motions to you for a clamp with a snapping gesture. Before hooking the man's cheek and inspecting the back of his mouth, and when the man's eyes meet his, Zelwyn takes a wand and taps away his teeth and tongue in the form of an illusion. He taps it again, and Zelwyn's beautiful look from before, the gorgeous hunk of a doctor or physician that was there, shimmers into view. Taps it again, back to the white old cook. With an intensely slow and purposeful motion, he hooks his finger into the cheek of the half-elf, and then into his cheek, and turns his head, revealing the absence of molars and Zelwyn's tongue. With a similarly purposeful movement, and his finger still hooked in his teeth, Zelwyn again does the wand trick, this time pearly whites and a full tongue, seemingly toying with this man. After he repeats it a third time, he lowers the wand. His eyes kind of have a little bit of regret in them. But then he looks the man directly in the eye and winks. Someone takes the clamp, props the man's mouth open, swirls his finger vigorously in the air, as if some bright idea maybe had sprung to life. Walsian turns, looks at its stack of tools. Roll me a perception check.
$15.
15 is enough for you to spot a rod-like contraption with a circular base and a sharply beveled dragon shard, looking almost as an extractor of sorts. Without breaking the captive's gaze, he flattens his palm and makes a sawing motion. The man's eyes dart back and forth between Zelwyn's beady stare and the motion of his hand, widening with each flick to and fro. You scan a large panel against the wall, which seems to be the home of even more tools. Give me another perception check.
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20. You incredibly quickly notice that there is a sterile-looking bone saw on the wall. Zelwyn nods, slow and purposeful, as he seems to consider these violent pursuits at great length. And Felix. You trudge through the streets, making your way down towards Millie's Diner. Tell me, what do you know about Millie's?
I actually don't recall that much about it. Other than it's not exactly just a diner.
Okay. So, I believe you were here and would recall the information as to why you were going to Millie's.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly, I think, had to do with the fact that Latch used to be a bouncer.
Mm-hmm.
And the vest is the key to Millie's. Seems to be the appropriate hint that you guys picked up on.
Yep.
So, to recap for everyone here, your day would have looked a lot like, or I suppose your evening at this point, would have looked a lot like going across the hall to the room after the powwow with everyone, getting a hold of the uniforms, making the necessary alterations, dropping them off at Rose's, and then heading down the steps. As you make your way down to the bottom, you see the husk of the building across the street. And you still see some Sharn's watch kind of going about the paces around it, securing the area, making sure no vagrants have stumbled in at this point, and inventorying some of the things that are there. A few minutes later, actually probably about 15 to 30 minutes later, you make your way around the corner and spot Millie's, which looks like a lightning rail car. Positioned there in front of, or really at the bottom of this level, stretching out a little ways away, the broadside being the main facade of the establishment. You also notice a long stretch of Sharn Watch official watch duty tape stretching across the doors and windows from one side to the other.
Of Millie's?
At Millie's.
Huh. Yes.
Although you don't see any law enforcement in sight, you can see that there appears to be kitchen staff inside mopping. A 6.5-foot furball in a vest with a little bow tie, snags a cup of coffee from the counter, a pastry, tucks a newspaper under his arm, and then steps over the area being mopped, striding to the back door. Rose, you dip in the side of a shop. You can't tell what kind of shop it is because you're moving too fast. And the man who's working on a ledger looks over and notices you. Oh, come quickly. And he gives you a little avenue to get back behind the curtain in the back. Closing the curtain behind the two of you. What's happening?
It's a long story. There was a mistake, and now these guys are chasing me.
Mistake? What do you mean?
These guys tried to kidnap me. And then these guards are going to help me, and then they attack the guards, and all I can do is run. And all I have is this jacket.
He checks the curtain, kind of looks back and forth, making sure there's no customers in the shop. Turns back to you. Okay, let me see. What do you show?
I put the jacket between my legs and I show him the manacles.
Okay. So he starts to kind of gaze at those, pokes them a little bit,
Do you know anything about this?
Those are pretty expensive manacles.
Oh. Can you get them off?
Yeah, you probably require some magical disarmament.
I'm so sorry. I am very rude. What is your name?
Oh, my name is Zavillo.
Ah, Zavello. It's a very nice name.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for the compliment. What is your name?
My name is Rose.
Rose.
Like the flower. Rose.
Oh, yes, of course. I suppose that could be a color?
Yes.
Anything
like
else?
my hair.
Oh, your hair.
Mm.
Oh, like a rosette.
Hmm.
Understood. So, tell me about this situation.
I was just coming up here to see my friend, and then I was on the lift, and then these two big guys, maybe they just want to kidnap girls, I don't know why, but maybe it's not good.
They're dangerous people in this city.
There are, and I'm so tired of having to watch my back. I'm from on there, I don't belong here, but I am here. Anyways, that's besides the point. Do you know magic?
I don't know magic, but maybe somebody who's very skilled with some unsavory tools might be able to.
It's hard with unsavory people. I just want a nice, reasonable person. You look like a reasonable.
Mm-hmm, maybe.
What?
You see a lot of fabric around.
Ah, at least I understand this place.
From what I can tell, it looks like they may even have some sort of location magic to them, although it doesn't look as though it's been activated.
What do you mean?
I mean that there's probably a way to locate whoever's wearing those.
Oh, that's so scary. What do I do?
Well,
Do you have any friends? I'm not from up here.
I do
But I'm
have-
afraid to go down because I saw them throw someone off the lift.
What?
But he didn't seem to mind too much. He probably had a feathered fall token, but still.
How were the assailants dressed?
I don't remember. They were just very big and scary.
Oh.
I was kind of all wrapped up. I was walking with my friend, and then these two guys come up, throw somebody off a lift, and then they come towards me. They probably want to kidnap me.
It sounds like it. But it sounds like whoever wants you alive.
Maybe that's worse.
Oh.
Death is the easy way.
Do you have any idea who?
I don't know.
Oh.
I just sing. And now I'm getting kidnapped. Now I'm lost and I'm afraid to exit.
You have no reason, no idea why?
I really don't.
You hear a moment later the bell jingle.
I just try to hide underneath some fabric.
Oh, we just. Oh, hi, welcome to. Oh my. Oh, hi. How can I help you? You start to hear a little bit of like mumbling, and then you hear, Rose. And then you hear the shopkeeper, who's much closer to you, go, oh, no one by that name here. You're looking a little rough. You two. And if you're involved with the hubbub outside, I can't say that I want the watch finding you in here. You hear a little bit of grumbling, and then a moment later, and then the doorbell jingles again. He comes back in and says, or he comes back in, starts to open the curtain, closes it. Oh. It's all right. I think I have somebody who can take
What
this.
was that? Sounded like.
It looked like some sort of lower Dura popper prince. You know, somebody who...
Only one?
Oh no, there were two gentlemen. The other one had like a dark hat, almost like a bowler hat, but he was in a waistcoat and long sleeves.
It's probably not good.
Maybe not. What did the men who grabbed you look like?
Probably the same. I don't really remember. But the voice, I don't know.
May I see the jacket?
I pick it up. I check the pockets. I have the first right because they tried to kidnap me. Start picking through their pockets.
He has this like look when you say that, like, oh. I figured you had the cheekbones of a noble. Oh, that's.
Thank you.
I don't know that I would ever hear a noble say that.
Well, a lot has happened since then. And I go through the pockets. Give me 1 second. I'm not looking at...
The only thing that you find in the pockets is the paper.
I roll it up, stick it in my bosom, and then I hand him the jacket. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. Takes a look at it.
What do you say? Is there a name tag?
No, but I'm a pretty good judge of size. I'd say that this is probably belonging to the man who just came in.
Maybe. And I don't want to take advantage of your hospitality, but maybe that you have something in here where I look at my clothes.
Uh-huh.
I could fit in and not stand out so much.
You know, I was thinking the same thing.
Maybe I could sing something for you later.
How about you just hold on? Because if we don't take care of those, and that gets activated, it won't matter what you're wearing.
Okay.
Give me a moment. He hands you back the jacket.
Okay.
He...
Drop it.
Okay. He bends down, picks it up, grabs a hanger on the way back to the back of the shop, hangs it outside the door, goes into the little room, and pops back out with a little sending stone. A door opens, and he just tucks it into his pocket. Huh. Felix! You were standing outside Millie's. What would you like to do?
So it's got the police kind of tape around the place?
The police tape is around the front door and the window. And you can see that as they're kind of cleaning up from left to right, they're taking down the police tape as if they might try to open up tonight.
Oh, I see. All right. And there was someone headed what looks like into the back area?
Yeah, it looks like to the back door.
All right. Is there a clear entrance point or a clear alley or anything like that navigating for me to go around the back?
It looks like you can probably get back there the way that the facade of the lightning rail has been kind of placed there. It might be a little bit of a squeeze, but you can probably get to the back without too much trouble.
Okay. I think I might like to do that.
So as you make your way around to the side, you notice that it has kind of that open rail, the platform with the rail on the end that connects from one car to the other.
Oh, yeah.
You're able to kind of climb up over there. You have to jostle your way up onto that. And you can look in the side of that window. You see a smoking sign for this specific section. True to form of a maybe lower Dura type establishment in this situation. You only really have about maybe 3 feet between the glass door behind you, this faux balcony, and the wall in front of you. So there's actually a lot of like little marks from where people have put out their cigars or dumped things into the little ashtray that is kind of acting as the head, the cross point there of the lightning rail.
Okay.
And as you kind of like work your way over the other side, drop down on the other side, you can hear a paper ruffle. And when you look over towards the back, you see a furblog staring at you with a quizzitive look, sitting on a stool with a vest and a bow tie.
Great. Have I gotten all the way over the wall at this point in time, or can I get about to the top of the wall and just sit on the top of the wall?
So you've kind of climbed over, like,
Okay.
you know, like when you climb a fence
Yeah.
that is just long and wide, but there's this balcony right there. So when you notice, you've come over the other side.
Sure.
You're holding on to the railing.
Mhm.
You could drop straight down onto the ground, but your feet are now still on the railing.
Okay.
So if you want to prop yourself up there, you can.
Okay. Making myself a little comfortable. Kind of politely gesture. Hello.
Hi.
What was your name, by the way?
By the way.
Oh no. What is your name, sir?
He looks down at his name tag.
Oh. Oh dear.
Closer.
Your name is Closer?
Oh, you could see it if you were closer.
Oh. Well, do you mind if I hop down and come chat with you for a moment? I'm not intruding on your paper, am I?
Folds the paper, slides it onto the seat, basically just sitting on it.
Yeah.
Between there and the stool. Can I help you?
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. I'll hop down and get a little closer so I can read the name tag.
So as you close the distance to the name tag,
This is how I die.
you can see that it says, where's my pencil? Robniff.
Robniv?
Rob.
Rod?
Niv.
Niv.
Like Rodney, but with a V instead of a Y.
All right. Hello there. The name tag says Rodniv, correct?
So, you
Nice.
can read.
Yeah, it's fine. Not everyone in the Duras can.
True.
It's nice to meet you. I was wondering if I could borrow a moment of your time and ask you a few questions, perhaps.
Sure.
Thank you.
I suppose. It's not
Um,
like I can go anywhere.
Sure. What is your profession with the establishment here? Do you run security, or are you one of the managers?
Our managers don't really wear name tags,
Sure.
but you must have noticed my bulging biceps since you believe that I am security. Something like that.
Yes, I would feel very secure hiring a man such as yourself.
Trying to say that I maybe am worthwhile material to hire, promote.
Perhaps. If you're, I mean, that is a secondary conversation that I don't mind having.
You know,
Are you looking for more work?
well, it may be funny that you should say that, but I was actually just really thinking about how my luck has turned since I got here.
Oh.
I've only been here from the Eldeen Reaches for a little while, and people there told me that I would fit in. They told me I'd be this big, furry, hulking, whatever. Derogatory.
Of course.
But,
Some people are rather narrow-minded when it comes to things like that.
exactly. It's like I'm from Rowan or something. But, I've only been working here as a bouncer for 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty pleased to say that I'll soon be owning an establishment of my own.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive. What type of business are you stepping into now?
A bar,
Oh, wonderful.
isn't it? I mean, I don't care what kind of business it is, really. It's just the fact that I'm gonna be a business owner in Sharn in 4 months. Do you hear that? Does that reach you, Dad?
Well, that's wonderful.
Hmm?
How did you get into acquisition of something like that? I don't know what's coming.
Well, I believe that my exemplary work ethic and punctuality, as well as the regimen that I keep myself on daily to be pure fur and fang, got some notice.
Oh?
Yeah. What do you mean, oh?
No, I thought you were... I was in the affirmative of I'm listening and I was expecting you to continue the story. This sounds riveting. I'm very interested in your success.
You know, if you play your cards right, maybe you could take this bouncer job.
Sure. I have to admit I'm a little lacking in the bulking biceps department, but...
Keep that coat on, you might be able to get through the interview process.
Sure.
You do look a little gangly, but
What's the
everybody kind of does to me.
So who decided to how did you come across this property?
Millie's? Well,
Oh, you're now the owner of Millie's.
no!
Oh.
I thought you meant how did I come across like this job, like this property to get here, because I will tell you one story. So,
I was a little
3
more...
months ago, came into town off the rhubarb truck. And I had only 2 coppers to rub together. Have you met Millie?
I don't believe I have.
I should introduce you.
I would love that.
One of the kindest souls, as if money is no object.
Mm-hmm.
I come in, rhubarb pie. You'd think I'd have been exhausted of it by now. Being
Never.
on a rhubarb wagon for 1,000, 2,000, 2,000 miles.
I mean, ultimately, rhubarb is a classic. It's hard to get hold of those.
Especially the way she makes it.
Mm-hmm. I've heard.
Rhubarb coffee. Never knew somebody could do so much with so little. So, here I am, on this long journey, and I noticed there's a little bag in there. You wouldn't happen to be the type that partakes in spirits or anything, would you?
Are we talking ghostly spirits or more alcoholic spirits?
He looks around. Out of the vest, he pulls out a flask,
Uh-huh.
unscrews it, pours it into the rhubarb coffee.
Sure, I'll have a sniff. Try a scent of it.
It's root beer.
Root beer? Root beer. All right.
But it does smell fermented.
Yes. I'll try a small sip if
Okay.
that's something that I get the impression he's offering.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, man.
most people don't hand you the glass.
Okay.
Glass.
So, try a sip. For taste.
How do you like it?
How is it?
Tell me what it tastes like.
If it tastes anything like actual root beer and things like that, then it probably tastes rather medicinal. I'll smack my lips and kind of give an affirmative. Like, that is a robust flavor.
It's my own private brew.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I found out that you can speed up the fermentation process if you live in a basement and you don't mind digging through the floor to get a little bit of extra heat from the cogs.
Sure, that makes sense.
I think this is just one more of my ingenious ways that I'm going to be recognized here when I get this new position.
Tell me about this new position. How did you come about that?
Well, again, because I'm just apparently destined for good things. I was moving some stuff for them, taking the rhubarb off the wagon, dropping it back on, sort of to pay off the debt of letting me ride along and hopefully not sully too much of the rhubarb.
Of course.
Wouldn't you know it, the strangest thing happened. There was a large burlap sack of packages. Looking like maybe they were delivering mail. They asked me to run some of that mail to some of the places around here. I thought it was a good idea. Because, you know, I could learn some of the city, I could do whatever, and they paid me a gold. A whole gallifar.
Wow.
Just to drop off some packages. I mean, did I fall in with the right people? Or what? Grizz.
Never mind. Oh, thank you.
You have made your way up to the stoop, the fire escape, with Larry. And did you take one or two thugs? You took Thunderspark, for sure. Did you take the other one that you knocked unconscious? Probably not? Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you take Larry up, and you take Thunderspark up, and then you lift them in through the little glass area there, set them down. As you're bringing Larry in, dragging him over the broken window, his wing shifts a little bit. You feel another little pop as it seems to relocate. And he goes, Grace?
Yeah.
Where'd you come from?
Well,
I haven't seen you in years.
yeah. Well, you want?
Oh, what happened to my? I can't believe it. You have any alcohol?
No, I don't, man.
Where are we? Where am I, please? Can you take me downstairs? Quick.
Just wait. Hold on. I just saved you from being extra crispy, all right? And I'll need some answers.
What does that mean?
There was a group of people about to drop you down into the incinerator. Oh, great.
He falls back. You gonna let him
I'll
fall?
reluctantly.
Okay, you reach out for him. Make me a sleight of hand check.
That would be a 4.
What'd you roll?
A 2. Oh. Yeah, I'll let you know if I roll 1.
As you reach out to grab him, he just faints and becomes dead weight real fast. He hits the ground and you hear pop.
Oh.
Grizz? And he kind of rolls over onto his stomach and starts crawling towards the edge of that overhang that was the food court. As he does, you kind of just watch him, and you can see the dirt and grime of the floor going with him as he's dragging himself across the ground. His wing that's dislocated, the other one is nice up for a. This one is and it's kind of just barely stretching out against the floor. And as he pulls himself over the edge of it, he grabs onto the bar and starts to pull himself across towards the stairs. The wing on the left side tips just barely against one of the bars. Grace, do you have any booze?
No, Larry, I don't.
Can we get to my room? I've got to have some.
How far is this room from here?
So, from where you are, looking at the map that Kyle has right there, this overhang is essentially that, except for the pieces that go north to south there are part of the air vent system. One of them is broken and lays down, the one that was in, yep. And then the other side gets you around to a staircase that takes you down, basically all the way around to the left there. So he's like, where you came in is kind of essentially about 15 feet north of the stairwell there. Little bit, about there. So he's literally gone over to the railing and is dragging himself. Every time he gets to a new rail, the wing hits and you just hear him like start out of. Meanwhile, like you glance back down and Thunder Spark is just like drool is kind of like running down the front of his what is essentially a big burly shirt with like stripes horizontal.
Does he still have a mask?
Yeah, you didn't take the mask off.
Okay. I'm gonna how fast is Larry moving? Is he getting it's like he's still gonna be there for a minute.
Yeah,
okay.
Plus you'll probably hear every time he gets to a new landmark.
Sure. I'm just gonna ignore him for now, and
okay.
I'm gonna go over and demask this guy.
Pull the mask off of this guy, which is essentially just a bandana, right? All the way down, tied in the back. 2 holes cut out for his eyes, which are currently closed. From the inside, you can see that it's dark. Like maybe it put like oil or something. When you start to pull the mask off, and you don't recognize him.
Okay. I'm gonna slap him. Hey! I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder, like with my my claw, like sort of like wedged in, like right here between the shoulder and the thing. And yeah, smack.
Okay. He doesn't seem to respond.
I'll shake him and smack.
Still no response.
Okay.
If you would like to, from your first aid classes when you were in the Brellish military, I will let you make me a history check. If you get above a 10 on a history check, I will let you make a medicine check.
Okay. Now, before I decide to pursue this reviving him, can I go through his pockets first?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Do I need to roll anything for that?
Investigation.
Okay. Investigation would be 7.
7.
Ouch.
You feel as though there may be other... You feel as though you really didn't do a very good job, but he is a large dude, and it kind of looks like he's got a plethora of cargo pockets on his pants.
And I'm just... that's too much work. No, I'll go for the medicine check. You said history, right?
Yes.
I got a 6.
Okay. So you take a moment to ponder how he might be woken up, and you come up with nothing. So then we move to... Oh, Chris! Could really use a drink. Lost you. You continue to watch as you don't really take a whole lot of initiative on your own here. It looks like Zelwyn has this pretty much in hand, but you do a pretty good job with keeping up with his requests, even though there's no sound in the room. It is absolutely dead quiet from the wand that he used to create the silence effect. The room is still a deep red glow from the lamps that are around the walls. And you just kind of going about this until you see the man start to lose consciousness. Zelwyn looks and he goes, and he continues to wedge himself into an area where he can start to like make the next one. And then he pauses and he looks back at you like, okay, I'm ready. You see that there is blood loss from the stitching below that seems to have opened back up. The stitching that I'm speaking about specifically is some of the crisscross that goes back and forth on his leg. This one is part of the interior. And your best guess would be there's a femoral artery issue. Do you know how to fix this, by the way? If you, Kyle, / if Lossian would know, then we can forego a roll.
Is it above or below the pressure point?
It is about mid-thigh.
So I'll put pressure up mostly towards the hip socket at the femoral artery point to stop the bleeding and sort of tourniquet it while I would start stitching it up.
It slows. What are you using to tourniquet?
If there's any rags or anything, I'll put a knot in it.
Make me a perception check.
That would be an 18.
You see a tourniquet on the wall. As you go about the tourniquet, make me a sleight of hand check.
That's only 13.
Okay. That is enough for you to avoid opening up any of the other stitching when you secure the tourniquet around him. Very gingerly. And you go back to stitching it up. Zelwyn looks over the shoulder, seeing what you're working on. And he goes back in. The guy wakes back up. Zelwyn grabs onto his cheek when he opens his mouth. Pulls out the clamp, along with 2 molars in one clamp.
Look for some cotton.
You find cotton, and as he hands you the clamp, he takes the cotton, throws it at the guy's face, climbs off him, goes over to the wall.
I'm looking at the teeth.
Yeah, they're definitely molars. Goes over the wall and goes, Looks at the guy who is like trying to see him from the side. And he goes, turns around, walks to a wall in front of him. Zelwyn eyes him. They lock, and he reaches under a table and presses a button. The wall slides in different pieces, open, and you see a whole other wall of diabolical machinery. The man's eyes open, and then he starts to lose consciousness again.
Lift his legs.
Okay, you lift his legs. So he's sitting in a chair, essentially like a dentist chair almost. And you lift his legs.
Try to keep the blood.
Okay, as you do, you notice that he appears to now have a brachial hemorrhage.
And that one's under the arm.
Brachial is basically all of this up here on both sides.
I'm learning so much.
Go over. Is it further down or is it at the pressure point?
This one seems to be almost in the armpit.
Okay. I'll go look, see if there's any pressure bandages to go over and like apply some pressure to it.
And Zelwyn's not paying attention to you whatsoever. He's like on the wall, and every now and then you see him walk over, point to one, and look back at the guy who's like...
I'll put my foot up like close to his chest to get more leverage on the pressure bandage.
So where are you putting it?
I'm gonna wrap it around high above as possible, but putting it on it to kind of staunch it.
Compression.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just kind of like tie it and use my foot on the chair as leverage to get it when Zelwyn looks over, and I just go.
And then he waits for you to see where you're going to secure it. Do you know where to secure it?
Around his neck on the other side to tie it on a knot.
This is how we roleplay to circumvent rolls. Nicely done.
Welcome to emergency training.
Zelwyn goes. He looks up at the wall and sees essentially what looks like a cigar cutter.
Okay.
Which he picks up. It's just one of the simplest things on the wall. Like everything else up there is like pretty sinister. He just picks that up and he goes,
I'm going to do this and do a quick cantrip for a minor illusion and just have the word blood refill pop up and point to him.
You head over to the base. You find a couple of bags.
Okay. Let's go over and see if his left arm has got anything on it. Looks like it would spring if I poked it in that way. Just set it up.
Where do you insert the syringe?
Like I said, look on his left arm to see if there's anything. And if there is, I'll put it.
That's going to be a rough one.
Is it? It's because he's got his arm bent?
Because he's got, not only does he have like his arm bent, it's also that he's kind of been like the seams.
Oh, okay.
You right into the neck?
Into his artery.
Yeah, that's a complicated one. Okay. I'm going to make you give me a medicine check for that.
Okay.
I would have also accepted into the hand.
Yeah, back of
Into
the
the
head,
foot.
it's kind of slow still, though.
Also.
I got a 24.
Okay. You've got that one gone. You're able to get it in there, start doing it. Was the bag that you grabbed clear? Salty looking, I guess. Salty?
Saline?
Saline-ish?
Saline.
But they wouldn't have saline specifically.
Yeah.
So, does it look like clear water, salt water, or is it blood?
I would first go with the saline.
Good answer. Because you didn't check to see what
Blood
kind of
type
blood
was.
type.
I was gonna randomly slap blood out of somebody.
All right, so
It's magic blood.
right. So you go. So you go, put it in. You got the saline, starts to thicken the blood, and he seems to be becoming conscious again, but wobbling in and out, especially as Zelwyn walks over.
I nudge him,
Ned you
the guy in the chair.
kind of looks over.
I'll do this. Talk.
Make me a persuasion check. Or is this intimidation?
Oh no, this is persuasion.
You're persuading him. Zelwyn's intimidating. You can have it.
Good surgeon.
I will also roll, and this will be for intimidation, and we'll see where he goes.
Okay.
Okay.
I got a 16.
16. Not enough. He gets a little closer. He inserts the thumb on the right hand, like a ring, into the ring. And then he stops. He looks at the guy in the eyes. He's like, he looks over at you.
I'll go get some wrapping for it.
Okay, and once you're ready, he looks at the guy again. Rose.
Cut to Rose.
It's gross. It's all gross.
Give it 1 thumbs up.
Give me a second. That was really intense.
Okay, do you want me to come back to you? I can get a
Yeah,
Felix.
good. Yeah.
You're good? You're ready? Or you
No, you can go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm still in that. It's all vision in my mind's eye. I gotta get out of it.
Please let me know if I go too far.
I'm all thumbs.
Who's got one thumb and ready to play?
Thumb buddy.
All right, into the scene. You take the swig.
Oh yeah, I try a sip of the drink,
Mhm.
and then he starts telling me about.
He drinks some of the coffee, pours another one in, hands you back the flask.
Uh,
So there I was. And I found out I got to deliver these packages. Guess where?
I don't remember the names of those locations, but humor me. I'm by all means, please don't delay the story on my behalf. I'm at the edge of my seat over this. This sounds incredible.
The tone in your voice
I
sounds a little
I have a
on
tunnel.
the Syndicate.
I have a tunnel problem. Trust me, I'm not being condescending whatsoever. I am actually genuinely interested. It sounds like you've had a blessed couple of months.
Have you not been able to sleep lately?
No, not usually.
Oh. I got some for that.
Really? We'll get back to that in a moment. I am genuinely interested in your story. You've had quite a windfall, as you've said. So where were these locations you ended up delivering to?
So I got to deliver to different bars in the different districts
Really?
down here on the Lower Durham.
You don't say.
Then, strangest thing, each one of them tipped me a gold.
Impressive.
I know! So my first day in this blessed city, I've got like 6 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, the old man said I was never any good with money. What does he know? I know. A windfall like that is worth celebrating.
Absolutely.
So, I make my way over to one of the establishments. It's got these I suppose, it had these 2 brothers that ran. And not only,
Which district?
this district was in the, that's what I was going to pull that. So this was in the Kellistan district.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 brothers, Hendo and Bono.
And what?
Bono.
Bono.
I thought it was a little funny too.
Yeah.
Moira. Right? Apparently their parents kicked it, left them a bar. Buffet.
Yes.
A buffet.
All you can eat. That is
Longer than the bar. Opposite of the bar.
Mhm.
You basically did a circle. You go down the buffet. You go down the bar.
Mhm.
One price.
Wonderful.
Right? Each trip, one price.
Mm-hmm.
Buffet. Would that be family style?
I mean,
Just like extended family.
sure.
I'm trying to think about things to do for my bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you hit the buffet
Right.
to celebrate.
It was called the Tar Barrel Crow.
I see.
Tar Barrel? Tar Barrel.
That was one of the places you delivered to, yes?
Well, of course. I mean,
Of course.
I delivered to them. They tipped me a gold. I go, I'm going to do the thing. And they were like, just come on. So I got to go on. Didn't make me even pay for it. I mean, I'm no idiot. I know how good this is.
Yeah.
Right? So I got to spend a little time there. Got to know them a little bit. They are funny. They were funny.
Mm.
They're dead now.
I heard.
Yeah.
I heard. Yes.
Okay.
Is that the establishment that you might be taking over?
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
But why?
It sounds like it's already some place that you appreciate. So
So, word on the street is bosses came down because, Millie's and some of these other bars are all owned by one, suppose they'd call it like a syndicate. Conglomerate. What's a conglomerate? Somebody said that the other day. I thought maybe it was like what you call a group of jelly.
I mean, that would be... I don't even know what that would be called, to be honest.
You're smart.
Usually.
Yeah, I feel like you might come up with it while we're talking.
It might gel with me, yes.
If it does or doesn't, maybe we should just start calling it a conglomerate. We can start it,
Or conglomerate.
Ooh. You just gave me an idea.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna have an underground fight club, and we'll call it the Conglomerate. Ha 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 ha! Not bad for a boy from the woods, huh?
Not bad at all.
So, what did you ask me?
Oh, I was just curious. How did you come across this venue? This venue that you are now going to own. How did that escalate from there? Right now, you've just eaten at the buffet.
At the Tarboro Crow.
Yes.
With the fatties.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. I feel like maybe that's not an appropriate thing. I mean, I should be respectful. They were nice.
Of course.
So.
I mean, they did give you a wonderful meal.
Right. And it's not like they were like, they were goofy then. And at one point, they started arguing over.
I've heard those two like to bicker.
Yeah. What was it over? I don't know, but then this like Kinku came in and it squawked once or twice, and then they stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like that.
Interesting.
Also, had one of those packages under its wing.
Oh, was one of the similar ones that you were delivering?
Looked similar, but I mean, packages are packages, right? The postal thing. He seems to be getting drunker and drunker as he's going.
Yeah.
So.
Do you mind if I try a little bit more of that drink?
Yeah, sure.
To the lips and down, make it look like I'm sipping, but...
But you like plug it with your tongue?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a boy.
This is really growing on me. You should definitely consider making more of this. Like, when you get that establishment, you should start making it as one of your regular drinks.
That's what my plan is.
Oh, you should.
I need a name for it still. It comes from roots.
Yes.
Are you ready? All right. Where did we leave you? Waiting for the Civillo's friend to come by. So, over the next 15 minutes or so, he goes back out. He's working on the ledger. You hear him help a customer. You're just kind of sitting there in the room, kind of looking around.
Oh yeah. What are these pieces of?
Oh, are you up actually touching things?
No.
I'm just asking.
I'm touching.
Okay.
I'm definitely looking, but also waiting very patiently. Just what kind of clothes does he sell? It's a lot of fabric, so I don't know.
Okay. You hear the jingle, but this time it's coming from the back door.
Back into the clothes.
Like into the fabric, as if you just kind of fold into the fabric.
Yeah.
Make me a stealth check. There's a second bell, or second jingle, and then a third jingle. And this actually, it sounds as though it's like a pattern.
15.
15. So as you walk, as you kind of fold back into the clothes, after a couple of seconds, you hear a lock on the front door, and what sounds like maybe a piece of paper flipping over, and a click. You can come through the front, so you don't really know what these things are, but you're just hearing these noises. And then, as he comes in through the door, he goes, and then walks to the back door. There's
Is
the
he
way
looking at me when he does that?
he looked at you, gave you a thumbs up. You can look at the roll right there if you want to.
I
And it's
just
for
knew you were
him
pointing
anyway.
that way, so I wasn't sure.
Sure. So he, gives you a little thumbs up, walks to the back door, pulls a bell out of his waistcoat, gives it a ring. You hear 2 bells in response. First bell, pause. Second bell. He tucks it. Does 8 locks, the latch, the bolt, the chain. Then you see him look back in your direction, reach into his pocket, take out another stone, tap it against the door, and you hear another click. Pockets that again, and then pushes the door open. And you see the rain has started to come down. Perhaps it's reached this level before it's reached the lower. But it seems like a little drizzle. Standing in the doorway appears to be a relatively tall creature with a wide-brimmed crimson hat and armored long coat and greaves. The long, wide-brimmed hat shielding the face.
Do I recognize?
Do you recognize what?
The hat, the clothes.
Would you like to make me a history check?
That is a 16. Thank you, level up.
It's Carl. Let's see if it's here. Do you want to tell me who you think it is?
Well, I mean, it could be that lady that was at my house. Could be the guy. I don't remember because I have brain damage. Satine has brain damage. So that's why I rolled high.
I rolled high so I don't have to remember.
I didn't draw every character.
No, that's fair. So you hear pretty heavy footsteps come in. Probably the armor. And then you hear click, lock, click, 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 lock, click, click, lock, lock, and then tap, tap with a little stone. All right, Rose. You can come out.
I'm trying to look past to see if I can see the other person.
So you still see a brim. But what you see as the figure walks in make me an investigation check. Or perception check.
No. Roll the 2
A 2.
on the die.
What you do notice with a 2 is 2 Morningstar cluster hair buns propping up the hat.
Yo!
Come out. Come out, Rose. There you go. Okay. We're gonna need you to there you go. Why don't you sit down at this table? And he leads you to what looks like a little break table. There's some nice chairs on each side. This is a step up. You're not in the poo-poo place necessarily, but you are in the next level. It's a little bit better. So these shops are actually maybe places where a noble might be seen, especially if they're not a noble that has the IR signifier. So you walk your way over to it, and you sit down, put your arms out, and you hear like a come from underneath. And the man goes, so, you don't do anything? And then you hear, in Elvish, after this we're done. He goes, well, I would say that there's one other thing, and that would be, there's a, there was one that came looking for her, and he had a frightened little dandy with him. It didn't really seem friendly. He was kind of yanking him around by the collar. So they could be worth tracking down. If you're going shop to shop, you might find them faster if that's what they're doing. It seems like they were looking. And you just hear, you kind of hear like a smile in her voice, and she goes, huh, when good men do nothing. And he says, lucky for us, you are not a man. And after that, the circle closes. And another opens. All right. So she walks over to you. Those ears look Undarian.
Yes.
Those cuffs don't.
No. They're not. They didn't come with me. They just happened upon me very recently.
How? And you see her sit down in the chair across from you, cross her legs, and tip her head up just a little bit. You see what looks like the hat is there, right? But the face, and now you recognize not just that there is essentially a metal mask that comes down like this, but that metal mask is red, like a thin ruby-ish color, and that also the rest of the armament on her, all of the armor, on the trench coat and the greaves and whatnot like that, have a red tint to them. So you were saying?
You look very familiar.
Oh, hold on one second. She reaches into a pouch. She pulls out a pipe and she goes, oh, do you want to tell me about that instead?
Yeah,
And starts putting tobacco from the pouch.
I don't know why you said the very nasty thing to me, and it was very confusing.
I'm sure I have no idea what you're talking about.
I think we both do. Anyways, so I was on the lift, and I was coming up here, and then these two guys come up, and they try to kidnap me, and then I got away. Except for I think they hurt my friend, Robert, as saying at the Old Dominion, and Robert is my house mom, essentially. But yeah, I think they have him, and I think they hurt the guard who is going to save me.
Which lift?
Around the corner.
The one right here?
Yeah.
No, they're okay.
Oh, good. They're very nice.
Hi.
To me. I don't know them very personally, but they're very nice to me.
I caught them. The guards.
Can you do a thing with these? Oh, come on, then.
She hands the pipe to the guy. Takes it and kind of holds on to it. She leans down over him. Goes. And you see her glove, which is also plated, pops out 2 little lockpicks. And then a little platform kind of lockpick right here. She uses that one to steady her hands, places this one in, starts going to work, and just looks at you. And then you hear it click.
Oh.
And she goes, wait a minute, was that a sneer? And you hear it click again.
Excuse me?
Didn't you hear it?
Come on, don't play with me. I don't understand why you're being so mean. I'm in a bad situation.
You might be reaping what you sow.
I
don't
don't
have a bit of an attitude, huh?
You said a mean thing to me earlier.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, come on, then.
She looks over at him. Yeah, she did the last one. She looks over at him and she reaches back for the thing. I'll take those.
Thank you, I don't like it.
She scoops them up, puts them into one of the pockets on the trench coat. Anything else?
Thank you very much. I appreciate you getting me out of that.
Oh, that's fine. I didn't do it for you. I owed a favor. Any idea why?
can I be honest with you? And can you not make fun of me or anything? I know I was in the lower Doras. And everyone has their experiences, okay? Sometimes we end up in places we don't belong or that we don't want to be in, but we have to. And you said something very nasty to me last time I saw you. You don't have to admit it. We both know.
She looks over at Seville, or Sevillo, and she shrugs. He's like,
anyways, so I think they said something about a bounty, but I don't understand. Like, I just sing at the Old Dominion. It really doesn't make any sense.
you hear a bing.
What's that?
She reaches into one of the pockets, pulls out a stone that's lit up, tucks it away, nods to Sedillo, and then he unlocks everything. She goes out, and you essentially just see her go straight up. She bends down a second, and then and he closes the door, locks it. So that's good.
What was that?
We got you taken care of.
That was really mysterious. I gotta tell you. I think I know who it was, but it doesn't matter. It was very generous of you to call in a favor. And
Most people up here know Scarlet Smoke.
I don't know who that is, but there was a lady who was very smoky, and she was in my house very recently. She's very sassy to me and said something very mean. But maybe it's like a mysterious thing. None of my business, but is my business, is I have to pay you back. You're so nice to me.
Oh.
And I'm scared.
Right. Well, it's okay. The circle of this has just showed me a favor. I used it to help you. So one day, I may ask you for a favor to help another young.
Oh, I like that. That's very good.
There are some bad men around here.
They're right outside. And I think they're going to recognize me. I hate being out here. I just want to go home. Anyways.
I'm not going to ask where home is. But, like I said, you have the high cheekbones.
It's true.
We should probably get you dressed a little more like a noble.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't feel safe going down the lift. And
He turns around. Listening. He's listening. He turns around and starts looking at the different fabrics. Looking at you. I think I have something in your size. He turns back around, he's looking at the fabrics, and he goes down just below that. So the fabrics are kind of hanging on the top from the ceiling, but then underneath that is racks of clothes. He goes down the line, picks out a garment that kind of sits a little bit more like a long coat, but one that you could wear to maybe a ball. It wouldn't be the best thing to wear to a ball. Just because it's this would be maybe... You would look very good if you were in the lower Duras wearing this. In the middle Duras, eh. In the upper Duras, they would definitely know.
It's an average.
It's about average. It's a little better.
Okay.
It's enough that you could get into a swanky party or a cocktail thing or one of the boats or airship kind of thingies. But it also has this kind of pants that seem to be just a smidge too big, a little breezy, kind of like the coat, which also has a little bit of a shoulder kind of poof thing to it. And he kind of looks you up and down and goes, so, that would usually run about a gold for each. Oh. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. I think I have, if you don't mind a hand-me-down, something a little slightly used.
Maybe I could work for it.
Maybe. Here, let me try this. And he turns around. He grabs almost an identical set. Hands it to you. Why don't you take this one?
Okay.
And go try it on. pop back out. He goes, it's a little big on you, but I can take care of that really quickly. Go ahead and go change back out.
Okay.
So he takes it from you, and then you see, essentially, well, you would know. You wouldn't see it because it's an unseen servant, but you would know that. He's essentially using it while his foot works a sewing machine, and he sets to the needling and starts getting it tailored to you.
I'm paying a lot of attention.
Okay.
Of this unseen servant situation.
Okay.
Because reasons.
And sure. And as he's finishing that, as he's working on that, you know what? I'll just say that yes, you can do that. Go ahead and give me a perception check or an arcana check, whichever one you would prefer.
That is a 12.
A 12. Okay, so over the next, 15, 20 minutes or so, is that a spell that you had intended to learn? You begin humming in the rhythm of the spell, and you start kind of like dancing along with it a little bit. And after somewhere around like maybe 10 minutes or something like that, you actually feel something pick up your hand, and you're dancing around the room a little bit with this, what feels like an actual body, but is invisible. And he kind of looks over you. Oh.
I made a friend.
Oh.
His name is Duval. I just named him right now.
What? Oh, you didn't know how to do that?
No. I do now. It's very cool.
Oh. And he sets back to work. Grizz, what you doing?
So I want to check my pockets for something long forgotten that's super rank that could possibly wake this guy up.
Okay. You dig through the trash in your pockets.
Yeah.
This seems to be a very specific type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me... Actually, let's make this percentile.
Okay.
So you need both of the 10s.
I can just roll it twice, right?
And, yeah.
So first number 48.
The rest of you, since we guys still are a bit split up, if you guys need to use the restroom or if you want to kind of go and take a little quick break while I handle Sig, I'm probably going to be with Sig for a few minutes here, and then we may go to break after that. So if you guys want to hop, but if you want to stay, you're absolutely welcome to hang out with Sig. Grizz, you got a what?
48.
A 48. You really just find really a whole lot of like paper garbage. There's some like coffee grinds. Nothing overtly rank.
If I accidentally dropped anything, I pick it back up and put it back in my pocket.
Sure.
Yeah. Very specifically put everything back.
Sure. Yeah. Not like your inventory or anything.
Yeah.
So Larry is at this point getting close to the stairs. You are reminded by a periodical
So I'm gonna grab Thunder Dude and throw him over my shoulder and walk over and scoop up Larry and try to help him. Let's kind of grab him at the scruff, sort of walk him, trying to make it to his room.
Okay, so you take him down around the corner, down the stairs, around to that little elevator. Mm-hmm. You get into the elevator, you see the hole that's there in the side of the wall. What do you do?
Larry, do the thing.
He reaches up, grabs it, and drops his hand out like almost immediately, and he goes, and he like starts trying to crawl while you're holding onto the scruff of his neck, and he's just like, he's getting there, and from behind you, as you're kind of driving, he's like, oh, Pig, you're good, Pig, good, Pig. You get him close to the thing, and he goes, He starts digging. While you're still holding him up, he starts digging through some of the stuff on the floor. And you see a little satchel. He pulls a bottle out of the satchel. His eyes get really wide, and he just pops it off. And he empties the entire bottle. After about 30 seconds.
Larry.
I feel like my wing is hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, floppy.
Yeah. Can I try to help him pop it back in?
Sure. He's like searching for another bottle as you do it. Give me a medicine check.
3.
3.
I didn't roll.
Keep getting so close.
I'll let you know.
I mean, they're pretty bad, so you might end up getting it sooner than later if this is going to be what happens for you.
It's because you ran out of 20s.
You ran out of 20s. So you pop it. You try and pop it back in. You kind of just wiggle it around for a good, and he's like, still grabbing for, and about the 5th or 6th time, you actually hear the pop that gets it back in place. And then you look around, you find like a soiled bed sheet or like a pillowcase, something like that, and you tie it to the back, like, and he's still kind of on the ground, so he finds another bottle. Cool. Where's your friend?
Yeah, I should ask you that, because he was about to throw you in the furnace. Incinerator, whatever's down there.
The garbage?
Yeah. And know anything about that?
There's a garbage at the end of the street. Goes to the cogs.
Yeah. And that's where they were going to put you.
Why?
That's what I want to know.
I want to know too. They're trying to take my place? And he like turns around, kind of starts to stand up, wobbles a little bit, and then hits the guy with the bottle. Rika! I want to know why! He hits him again. Where's my mask? All right. He lunges at you.
Oh. Just hold him and let Larry smack him to death with a bottle.
So he's gonna get a. Boop, 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 boop. He's going to get a. A 17 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
You see him lurch forward. As he does, his eyes start to glow. He reaches out for you, and you can hear the crackling on his hands as he grabs onto your shoulders. Oh, no. This one. And you feel electricity course through you. 5 damage. Now, just so everybody knows why that didn't take you down.
Yeah.
You leveled at the end of the episode. I did not let that be like a Diablo type level where you just woo. But I did. Usually a level wouldn't kick in until like a long rest or something like that. But considering the way I'm giving them to you guys, it's unless you like need to learn or study something specific, the hit points can come right away. So you went up to like 8 or 9, I think.
9.
You went up to 9. Mm-hmm. So you're sitting about 4.
5.
5.
Because I had 1. Or wait, yeah, because I had 1, and then I went up to 10.
Gotcha.
He hit me for 5.
Gotcha. All right. So he reaches up, grabs you, shocks you. What do you do?
Oh, I don't like that. I'm gonna try to reverse and like with my momentum and lunge and like get on top of him to like knock him to the prone and be on top of him.
Sure.
And subdue.
Okay. So we'll call this a grapple. Mm-hmm. So to be contested, go ahead and roll. This is an athletics check.
That's a 10.
A 10. You lunge forward, gripping onto his wrists, and pin him down to the ground with his hands flopped off to the side. And you see Larry come over and bonk him again with the bottle on the top of the head, and he goes out again. Why'd you die?
Larry, we can't ask him questions if you keep knocking him out, all right? He's gonna pop back up and shock me again, all right? I don't need none of that.
You could tie his hands, probably behind his back. He's just gonna shock himself in the ass.
I mean, I guess that's a good idea. All right, easy, all right. You got something to tie him up with?
You're using my best bed sheets. But there's probably another one over there. You get the cable stuff that's going on.
I'm just gonna slowly take the bottle from Larry.
You can have some. You should have.
Yeah, no, I'll have some.
Okay. Why are you here?
Well,
Did I have a bottle? Sorry, why are you here?
What were you doing at that casino? What's that place called? That one with the hoots.
Casino? I haven't been letting a casino in years. And we go to break.
It's like pulling teeth.
Pulling beaks.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome back to Inkwell Society. Good on you for sticking around, because now we're going to open up the raffle. Would one of the mods please open up the raffle for the Player's Handbook?
Raffle.
This wonderful item here that you can get by entering with !raffle might be useful for you, or for that individual you've been trying to entice to the table. Join your little group. Either way, you get rewarded because you stuck around through the break, and we're going to pull this a little bit later. For now, we're going to get right back into the busy. The Grizzy. Busy.
Getting busy.
After a slight amount of time left with Larry, where he keeps trying to kind of move around the room and find some place that's comfortable to lean, not quite picking up yet that it's his shoulder and wing that have sustained a lot of the damage, he eventually just finds a stool. Well, it's actually more of a bunch of sacks, like burlap sacks. He just kind of flops down in front of him. He's like, I could have sworn I had more alcohol somewhere. Did you say casino?
Yeah. What were you doing there?
I haven't been to a casino in forever.
Why did I see you at one?
Huh?
It was the hooks that got stabbed, but then it wasn't the hooks.
Hoot.
Giant bird, like giant.
Like me?
No, way bigger. No, not at all. Nope.
Well, if the yeah.
I think you were there watching some girl or something.
Huh? I gotta be honest with you, Grizz, I gotta be honest with you. I've been on a bender for like 4 days. Are you sure it was me?
Yeah, well, you were really sober when I saw you.
Okay, just joshing with me. Peg! Here, Peggy. You see the guy in the corner start to... Oh. Did you tie up his hands?
Yes.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
That would be an 18.
All right. Well, you don't need this one yet, so. If you want to dig in there, I mean, you can. They should be little baggies. Okay, so you actually tied his hands pretty well. And you remember to do his feet. So he's just kind of like waking up. He's like, oh. Where am I?
All right, Thunderscreet. You're gonna start talking.
Thunderspark.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. What are you gonna throw my friend here in the face?
And he looks over and Larry goes, ooh. Well, I didn't throw him in the furnace.
Yeah, I know you were about to.
No, I wasn't. I didn't come in until I saw you. One of my cabin boys told me you were beating him up.
Hey, Larry, you ever seen Pig eat a man's face? 'Cause I'm dying to see what that looks like.
If I did, I don't remember. What's a pig?
So I'm gonna roll him on his side.
Okay, flop him down on the ground.
Kind of like put my hand like on his head, like smooshing his head into the ground.
No.
And then I'm gonna pig, hey, come here. So I'm pointing his head so he can see it coming at him.
What is that? That's not a pig.
Yeah, you never seen one of those before?
Why do you call him pig?
I guess you haven't seen one of those before.
And then Pig starts making his way down the corridor to him, about 15, 20 feet away. He starts kind of like making his way. Then you see Pig like kind of veer off course a little bit. And you see like a mound there, and you just see Pig go like, start to fizz like champagne again. As the little pieces start to disappear, and then when he finishes that, he starts to move towards you again.
You see that, did you?
What was that?
Yeah, that thing just dissolves everything that touches it.
But Larry goes, I don't know if that's how Pig works, but I suppose it could be worth watching. Hey, did you know that I have a brother? And we go to outside the fur bog, sitting there with you. So I'm probably like his 6th or 7th shot inside this. And he's like, they might be in there. Okay, well, it's all right. I'll find it in a minute. He's like, do you want some coffee? I feel like I need to sober up a little bit. I can't.
Really?
Can't let Millie fill it.
Of course, no, you're.
Are you not?
Do you feel drunk? You
I was
look
waiting
fine.
for you to feel drunk.
I'm doing. Why were you waiting for me to feel drunk?
You're tiny.
Oh, I
was trying. I figured there's no way you can hold on.
I'm a good drinker.
Oh, here, keep your eye out on the.
Oh yes,
I'm
watching for you.
street.
Why? Do you feel drunk right now?
Hold on.
Uh-oh. Take a step back.
I'll be okay. Give me a second. And he goes and like starts to like feel for the doorknob.
Mm-hmm.
And he like pops it, closes a little bit, or pops it down and starts to like slink in a little bit. You see in the back of like coming into the back, there's another door that's ajar with a staircase leading down.
Yes.
And he's like, okay, I'll be back in a minute. The door slowly starts to close as he pushes past and heads towards the kitchen. You would think where you were at your thing, where he picked up the coffee before.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of pop my my foot into the door jamb so it doesn't close all the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll wait a few beats and then start to silently try and slip through.
Okay. You start to slip into the back corridor there where that back door is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of move a little bit further in, and there's that other door that's sitting there ajar that leads down. And then it also looks like there's 2 double doors to your right, about 5 more feet down the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
That look like kitchen doors.
Which way did the furball go?
Furball went down past the kitchen doors to around like where the corner is. You can see from where you're standing. You can actually see like the front pane glass of the establishment, the rail thing, and then you can see almost to the corner where you were standing previously.
Okay. Great. I'm feeling like I want to go downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, kind of like start to move your way in there. Make me a stealth check.
Sure. Ugh, really?
What did you get?
I flubbed it.
What does that mean?
Roll a 1.
Yeah.
You had a really good time.
Do you want me to?
Tell me what you roll.
Oh, well, I rolled a 1. Are we going to be doing the confirmation of things?
Not on this one.
Oh.
But what we are going to do is, as you start to make your way in to the
So I get a
room.
base of 4, I guess.
Okay. So as you start to make your way into the room, you
I don't know.
you step up and you let the door slam behind you. And checking the area, you don't see that anybody necessarily has noticed, but you go to turn and make your way down, like through the door, down the steps, the one that was slightly ajar, and you will make me a dexterity saving throw.
It's probably not going to be great. Cool. Not rolling great so far. First couple of rolls are never good per session. 8.
Okay, you roll an 8. You tumble down the staircase. Roll me 2d6.
Is this hit point damage?
Maybe.
Okay, well, I'm past my hit points then.
Okay, so you fall down the stairs, hit the ground. For a split second, you open your eyes and you can see what looks like the same kind of configuration that was there in that, in the bottom of the saloon, the Cocoon Saloon. But it doesn't look like there's anybody there right now.
What do you mean by configuration?
It
like
looks
the corridor
like a den.
with... Oh, den?
But it looks like one that is not being used.
Gotcha.
And instead, there appear to be a lot of boxes and packages there. And then you black out.
Oh my god.
Roll me a d4. What is this?
3.
Can I pull it out?
I think you may have pulled it out. But left over there or something.
Maybe.
Ah,
That's odd.
that's sad.
So, you got a 3?
Yeah.
All right. Walsian. You pop back up, looking around. You can see a thumb twitching on the floor. And you feel that then you see, like you don't hear, but you kind of more feel the energy in the air shift, and the lights in the room go from red to a sharp blue. And as you do that, you see Zoan stop and stare at the guy. He relaxes a little bit, then very slowly and purposely lifts the wand for the captive to see. The man nods very vigorously.
I give him a thumbs up.
You show him his thumb. He starts to, and then his face contorts in pain a little bit. And Zoan taps the thing and he goes, "Are you ready to go on the record?" The guy's like, and his eyebrow arches, and he taps it against the wall. The lights turn to a soothing white, and sound creeps back into the room. Finally, he smiles. He goes, "Okay, then let's get you cleaned up. Wassian?
Mm-hmm.
Go for it!" And then he turns around and starts looking like he's gathering up his instruments, and then he stops and he goes, just looking over his shoulder with one eye, he goes, "You know, I'll just make a bigger mess if I find out that you're not telling me everything, or you're stalling when I turn on the zone of truth, right?" And the guy goes, "Okay, good." He goes back to doing the thing. You notice that he is starting to lose consciousness again.
No.
And it seems as though his other leg has had a femoral bleed that you guys did not pay attention to. And he seems to be on death's door.
I'll see if I can help him.
How would you like to help him?
How bad's the bleed?
It seems as though it's most of the stitching that happened from the guy before, not from Zelwyn, but the guy before, that is down the right interior femoral artery.
Is it repairable?
It looks highly suspect, and even if it was repairable at this point, he's lost a lot of blood, which seems to be rolling down the chair in the area. He starts to kind of fade out. Zelwyn is not paying attention.
Zelwyn, I think he needs some blood.
Get him some blood.
What type?
Whatever.
No, what type?
Check and see if he's got the card in his pocket over there.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and take this close.
Okay. You don't find one. Zelwyn turns around and he's like, "Huh, that stinks.
Hey, yo.
Hold on." And he rings a bell. And then you hear from the top, thump, 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 thump. Yeah, and you see a priest.
He needs help. He's bleeding out.
All right, sugar, hold on. This is a, she has this debonair kind of feeling to her, even though she's only about 5'5". And she seems to have like this like very calm peacefulness about her, where she walks over and she starts kind of like just running her hand, kind of slowly walking her way up to the wound. She reaches her hand down on it. You see her raise a hand. In the room, it has that nice soft white glow in it. Not the harsh chemical, or the harsh white one, clinical white one, but just a nice soft glow. You see her start to like, kind of do like this hem back and forth a little bit. Oh, it's not time for dolor. Bring this sad SOB to my door. Show him the way to this place, and not to the land of the grave. And as that happens, you see this, it's not like holy glowing energy, but it seems almost to be like brimstone that coalesces around her hand and then kind of like pitters out, but then coalesces around the other one. And you see for a moment the leg, all the stitching and everything, solidify like stonework and then fade back into flesh. And he goes, She looks at Zelwyn and Zelwyn goes, "Let's go."
Hold up the thumb. You might need this.
And Zelwyn goes, "So sew it on."
Okay.
You go to doing that. You see the priest walk back up the stairs.
I want to ask you some questions later.
All right, sugar, whatever you want.
Okay.
And then she disappears up the stairs. You can sew back on the phone.
Okay. Yay.
And then you and Zelwyn, you see him actually apply some magic to reconstruct a lot of the stuff that's going on, especially the mouth, so the guy can talk. And then Zelwyn sends you out of the room.
Okay.
About 25 minutes later, you see him come out with a notepad, or with a book. He closes the book, tucks it into his pocket.
Did you get what you needed?
Uh-huh. I did. And he pulls out a gold coin, flips it to you.
Thank you.
You were never here,
Where?
but you did a great job.
I was not here to do good work.
Yeah. Hold on. Taps his wand.
I really like that wand.
I really like it too.
It's pretty nice. You don't have to worry about cleaning up so much.
Oh yeah. It's handy.
I was
Get
noticing.
it?
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I was noticing that it's pretty good at covering up bloodstains.
Yeah, I mean if they're on you, it's got a little bit of extra prestidigitation to it too. But let me know if you need anything. I'll ring you for the next one. You did a good job. I might have to make you my new number 2.
Oh, okay.
Did you pick anything up? Besides the thumb?
I did.
Good. And he goes up the stairs. Don't dawdle too long there, Lossie.
Okay.
All right. And then, Felix, you wake up down in the basement.
Great.
3 hours later.
Great.
Doesn't seem to be anybody else in here.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty dark. The door is now closed.
The door that I fell through?
Yeah.
Oh.
The door up the stairs. that you
Gotcha.
fell through.
Okay. Wait.
So
So
you
was
came in a
there-
set of doors?
Yes. And then there was a second set of doors that led down to some stairs?
Yes.
Right.
Just basically was straight down into stairs.
Uh-huh.
That's the one you fell down.
All right.
after
How
you
far
made
down
those.
the staircase am I?
You were at the bottom of the stairs.
All right. Do I think that if someone was at the top of the stairs, they could easily see me at the bottom?
Yes.
Ah, shit. All right. First thing I'm gonna do is dust myself off, check for aches and pains.
Your neck is really sore.
Yeah.
You don't feel injured necessarily.
Okay. And then I'm going to carefully climb the steps and see if the door at the top is locked.
Okay. As
Like,
you
very gently.
So as you get up and start to ascend the staircase,
Uh-huh.
lights down there click on as if motion censored.
All right.
You can kind of like look down there real fast. You see that it does indeed look like a den,
Mhm.
and it currently looks like it's maybe not inhabited or not set up to be used,
Sure.
but it does seem that it is being used for storage.
All right.
And then you reach the door, turn it, it seems unlocked.
Great. I'm just after I test it and have it like just go a crack.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to very carefully lean it back, close it again, and then make my way back down the stairs.
Okay.
Yeah, make my way back down the stairs and start looking at these packages and boxes.
Okay. They all seem to be sealed.
Yep.
They seem to be crates. They seem to be little packages, kind of like, they remind you of the one that Rose had.
Yep.
Anything else you'd like to do?
I'm gonna find one of the packages kind of near the find one that's kind of off to the side, like unassuming, and open it up a little bit or tear a corner to double check what I think is in it.
Okay. So as you tear it open,
Yeah.
you see some string, like some straw, like packing straw.
Mm-hmm.
That's all crinkled and broken up, and then you see a little vial with a blue tincture in it.
Yep, thought so. Thank you. Is there anything else around inside this inside here other than crates and
There's some like
packages?
bedrolls,
Sure.
and some bells, maybe some bowls that would be used for making tones and such.
Okay. I'm just basically having a look around
Yeah.
and see if there's any other interesting points I've noticed.
No.
No? Alright. That's good to know.
There's like a kind of like a, not a bar per se, but like a watering station
Yes.
kind of thing. Looks like maybe they make soup or something.
Yes.
Any ideas?
Well, I'm thinking, why would Garland, the gnome, from much, much earlier, be buying these if he can find them off the street? unless he weren't involved in the distribution of these. So I'm kind of wondering if there are two different groups involved right now. Because there's obviously this place as Millie's distribution. And then I'm wondering how Garland and Melishan, is that her name? Yeah, are somehow involved in this. So that's some interesting thoughts there. But that confirms a bit of information. So I'm gonna carefully make my way back out.
Are you keeping the package? It's about yay big. It looks relatively nondescript.
Yeah.
And on the front of it, you just see a 2.
Yeah.
M.
M. Like received. Interesting. All right.
From X.
X. All right. I will. Do I want to pocket one of these or not? I'm pocketing one of these. If I think I can fit it comfortably into my jacket without much problems.
Yeah, let's say that you take it and it's maybe you take out some of the stuffing that's in there.
Sure. Not too much.
Still will stay quiet, yeah. And then you can tuck it into one of the inside pockets in your jacket. My guess is you wouldn't grab that jacket specifically, so you probably have like some deeper pockets in there, maybe with false bottoms.
Great.
For that one.
Works out perfect then.
And then
I will make my way out.
Okay, so then you make your way up to the top of the stairs. Mm-hmm. Now roll me another stealth check.
Okay. I'm rolling great now. Kinda. That would be a 21.
That's pretty great. That is pretty great. So you are able to slip. You were able to slip your way out of the room and make your way around that door, which is closed at the moment.
Do I hear any movement from other areas of the building or anything like that? Like the kitchen full operation or anything?
As you kind of like glance around the left, you can actually see that like Millie's is actually being worked on now. You start to pick up the sounds, even though you're groggy, you start to pick up the sounds of like a bustling diner.
Okay. Great. So my options are, I think I've got 3 different avenues I could go. I could either go back outside to the back entrance. I could walk into the the actual diner proper, or I could go into the kitchen area.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a restroom?
It does appear that a little further down there are 2 restrooms.
Great. Gonna make my way into the restroom.
Okay. So there's one that looks like a centaur mermaid. And the other one looks like a centaur mermaid.
Great.
And they say, "We don't care, just clean up."
Great. I'll head into one of those, freshen up a little bit, and then after that, kind of walk out into the dining area.
Okay, walk out into the dining area. It's bustling. Nobody really seems to be paying attention to you or anything like that. Plus, the amount of sneaky that you're being is somewhat fine.
Yeah.
So, anything else you'd like to do?
I would love to. Is there a doorman or anything like that isn't the furball, perhaps? Do I see him around?
Not there.
Not there?
It doesn't appear that there's one there. It does appear that there are waitresses moving up and down, like back and forth and grabbing.
Is there a seat yourself, or is there someone to...
There is no hostess at the moment.
No hostess? I might wait at the entrance to see if our hostess is interested in seating people.
Okay.
Yeah.
You wait about 5 minutes. None.
They're just not paying attention to... That's interesting.
Well, like nobody comes there to do it. Like you kind of get, maybe you have the feeling that somebody looks up.
Yeah, and if I catch eyes with a waitress or someone, waiter or waitress, anything like that.
The big burly like guy that you saw earlier that was cleaning the floor is behind the counter.
The
like,
furball?
Mopping. No.
Oh, okay.
The kitchen staff guy.
Okay, great.
This is probably a guy who works the counter.
Great.
And then you see him go like,
Oh, seat yourself. Great. Okay. So I'll sit down.
and
Wait for a waitress.
okay.
Or waiter.
About 20 minutes later,
Okay, I'm not waiting that long. If it's that long for anyone, then I'm just gonna leave.
okay.
Yeah. My intent was to try and get someone so I could ask to like meet Millie, but if they're taking that long doing anything, then
It's
doesn't
fairly
seem like
busy.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a good time for me to actually try to get anyone's attention. So
Okay.
I'll try and come back later.
So you get up, you walk out, you start to head where?
Locksmith.
Okay. On your way, kind of heading back in the direction that you were coming from before, like towards your apartment building, you do find a locksmith. Spend about 20 minutes there. You want him to copy keys.
2 keys of the Old Dominion.
Okay. The key seems to have some marking on it,
Mm-hmm.
and he gives you a little bit of grief when you go in. And he's like, "It says I'm not supposed to copy these."
Is there an extra fee for that, perhaps?
You mean like on the low?
Sure.
So you don't own the establishment?
No, I do own the establishment.
Oh, well, you
but
just
if
show
you-
me the deed.
Oh, well, if I can do that, then I'll show you the deed.
Do you have it on you?
Yes.
Okay. So he looks at it and he's like, okay.
Yeah.
He goes and he brings you back. You want 2 copies, yeah?
Yep.
Great. Comes back over, hands you all 3, and he goes, that'll be 2 silver.
2 silver?
Huh?
All right, last time we talked, you said it was only going to be a few coppers, so.
Got anything else?
Anything else? What? Actually, that was more of a Rudy question, because when I asked you earlier in the game, you said, yeah.
Yeah. You're being shaken down.
Great, okay.
Big important kingpin like yourself probably has plenty of jingle laying around, huh?
Kingpin?
Well,
That's
we've heard
interesting.
about the Old Dominion.
Sure. Though you do realize if you're trying to shake me down and I'm some nefarious kingpin, you really want to shake me down that much right now? Or would you prefer to make a friend? Consider that.
I could want to make a friend. You hear something tingle in the back of your head that says, "I'm here." I wonder. Did you hear it? No. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, God.
So.
She did.
I know you did.
Uh-huh. So, kind of a little more of a like a predatory kind of smile and like grinning a little more, kind of a little more wide open, a little more wild, kind of like, well?
A friend sounds good.
Hmm.
Why don't we just go? What did you say? You said like 5 copper?
5 copper sounds reasonable.
Okay. Sure.
Great.
Good.
I'll toss him 5 copper. Yeah.
So, Mr. Kingpin, what was your the last name on there said Jacaneth?
Hmm.
I'm sorry, I didn't think that it would be a problem, Mr. Decaneth.
Sure.
No, sorry. Lord Decaneth. I apologize.
You're welcome.
Okay. Will there be anything else?
No,
Lord
I think
Decaneth?
that will be good for now.
All right,
What was your name again?
Charlie.
I'll remember that. Thank you, Charlie.
Are we friends?
Maybe. Lean back and head out.
You just kind of see him doing this as he's.
Feel free to stop by when we're open.
Oh, okay. All right. You make your way out and head back to the Old Dominion. You want to go anywhere else?
No, that's. I do want to. Is the Old Dominion on the way
To
home?
Oh, you're going. Okay, so if you're going to go back to the Wicket Lawn,
Yeah.
I mean, you can make anything in Sharn on the way.
All right, I'm gonna circle over to the Old Dominion, drop by, and if I'm gonna leave a note for Ken, and I always get that wrong.
As you go in,
Yes,
where are you going?
I am going to the Old Dominion.
Right. So you make your way into the Old Dominion.
Mhm.
You see the floor, you see the bar, you see
Yep.
the staircase going up to the office.
Yep.
You see the big glass panes along the side of it.
Do I see anyone inside the office right now?
Are you going up into the office?
Sure.
You see Cat.
Oh, good. Cad, just the person I was looking for.
Hi.
How are you holding up?
Oh, I figured that Latch wouldn't want it to go to waste.
Correct.
I don't know who might own it, but I figure if we keep appearances up, then maybe they will be happy to let us keep our jobs.
I think that will be likely. I've been caught by surprise by something. How
I think we
aware were you of Latch's financial situation?
I mean, I just the books seem to be pretty balanced.
He needed a few strings pulled a while ago, and I called in a favor with my family. I assumed he was going to pay me back. This is not what I necessarily expected. This
I don't
arrived
think
in
any
the
of us
mail.
expect him to die.
I'm gonna put the key, the Manticore key,
Okay.
on the table. This arrived in the mail.
He looks over to where the little vault that he had
Yeah.
is.
No, it's not for that.
Oh no, that's a
Well,
that's
yes.
a needed key.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so that's a lockbox in Kundarka.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I went by there. I found this, and I hand him the deed.
Takes it. He unfolds it.
You'll notice the
Shock
last.
registers.
Yep.
Across his face. And Rose. So the guy's like, all right, well, like I said before, the other stuff would have been quite a bit more expensive. But these were my daughters.
What was her name? Is she alive?
She's... We jump right to the point.
Well,
Her name was Dolpha.
Oh.
She was a lieutenant during the last war. She made it back. Sorry, I just keep seeing the parade where she comes back and everybody's smiling, happy that the war is over. About a year and a half later, her and her mom were stabbed over a few pearls. Anyway, so since then, that's kind of why I've been in the habit of making sure that I try and take care of the women that stumble in here. And only a few. In each one, I ask to have a favor in exchange for the help I receive. That way we can continue to pay it off backwards, forwards, whichever way you want it. Smoke there I found on the, against my wall. She'd been stabbed a few times.
Oh.
Pretty good with a needle and some cat gut, so I got her all cleaned up, and that's how I got my first favor. over the years, if she's down here, she'll come back and I'll take care of her. So she doesn't have to go to a Jurasco house.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That is a
So-
kindness that you are doing for each other. I am very grateful for your kindness.
Of course. Well, tell you what. Why don't you just go ahead and keep those?
I promise to pay you back.
Sure.
I pay you back with the truth.
Okay. Is that the noise that things make?
At this point, yes.
Okay.
Um,
It's all sweaty.
Unroll it and make it nice. I don't know what this means.
So as you pull it out and you spread it, he like picks it up and you see him kind of look over it and he goes, well, I can only really read the numbers.
I pay my taxes.
It says, well, this is a 1, a comma, and 4 zeros.
1,000? 1,000 what?
There's just a picture of a king's head. That could be sovereigns, it could be Galifar, I don't know.
That's a lot of either one.
Yeah.
I don't want to go outside.
Okay.
But why? And I'm looking at the paper while he's holding it.
It's a description of your face, but not an actual picture.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, what I'm reading here, I think these guys might have gotten lucky. Oh, it actually doesn't even mention your.
What does it say?
From what I can piecemeal together, it's just talking about your nose and your eyes.
Everyone's got nose and eyes.
And you notice your high cheekbones too. That's sweet.
Well, that's nice. But come on.
Well, you're look, what I can tell you is that the emblem on top, that's from the Almonte Syndicate.
What's a Monty Syndicate? What's a syndicate?
Ooh. In general or now?
No.
Now this is the name of a group that seems to be giving the Bormer clan a little bit of a run for their territory.
What does it have to do with me or someone that looks like me? Does it have my name?
No.
That's very curious. I don't understand any of this. I don't do nothing.
Well, I feel like I've gone a little too far here, so
Oh,
I'd be an
yes.
accomplice one way or the other.
I won't tell anyone you helped me.
Good, I won't tell anyone I helped you.
Okay.
But if you need help again,
May I?
and don't forget, kill me.
I'm not going to forget.
You hear the door jingle, he goes, and then
Did you know?
I thought I did too. He looks out, and you see, you like kind of poke your head out a little bit behind him, and you see Robert stumbling in, and then out of the corner of your eye, through the window, you see a crimson hat moving away, and you have Robert.
Robert! I go and I grab my pull him.
Wow!
Sit down. Are you okay?
Oh, Ross!
Oh.
Can't be more gentle. My neck is killing me.
Oh,
Man
so
grabbed and pulled and
Shut your
pushed.
mouth. You're too loud. Why do you gotta cry so loud?
You hurt, Rose. You hurt.
What happened? And I start checking him. Did they put a tracking manacles on you? And I'm looking around for like, what did they do to you? How did they let you go?
They didn't let me go.
What happened?
It was the lady with the hat. She came and she dropped down on the guy, and I heard some noises, and I was just all like, and all I really saw was some punching and some kicking. He wasn't really
They didn't
doing
follow
much of
you,
it.
did they?
Cool.
The big guys.
The big guys were knocked out.
Oh, good.
He was
Excuse
just all
me.
like,
Sevilla, hate to ask one more favor. Do you have like a hat or a cloak or something? Because he's recognizable. I promise to pay you back.
Can you bring it back to me?
Yes, I will bring it back to you.
Okay. He goes into the back, comes out with like a very simple riding cloak. Robert goes, "Oh, honey,
Robert,
no,
be nice. He's trying to protect us. He's protect me. Look at me.
It's
Oh, it's nice.
nice." Okay, I'm a little jealous.
We
just
got
'cause
to
it
get
fits
out
and
of here.
accentuates all of your parts.
Yeah, I know. Has pockets too.
Talk.
That's a very smart suit.
Oh.
All right, we gotta get out of here. We're putting him at risk.
Oh. Okay.
Sevilla, this is Robert.
Hi. Sevilla goes,
Not Robert. Okay, we go now.
and he turns around and he just goes back into the back.
Can we go out the back instead of the front?
You can follow him then if you want to.
Yeah.
So he comes back, he like takes his hand and he's like,
Can we go out the back, please?
"That's a good idea." Okay. And he goes through the regiment, click, and then lets you out the back after he takes a look in. Pulls it back, lets you go.
I hand him one of my newspaper roses. Thank you so much.
I've got just the vase. Closes the door. And where are you going?
Dun, 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 dun. We're scooting around and we're going in a sneaky and then we move from group to group.
Okay.
Gotta get back to Old Dominion. You better watch your mouth, because they might hear us.
Okay.
So just stay by my side.
Just don't grab my shoulder any harder.
I'll give you a massage later.
Roll me a stealth check.
5. I'm going like this.
So a couple of kids kind of see you doing it, and kind of like start to follow behind you like they're playing it. And these kids are better dressed than the ones that are downstairs, so they don't look like thugs. They're just like, and you kind of like, so it actually adds to your disguise of making your way to the lift as the kids are all like playing around with you, and like it kind of just looks like you're maybe a tutor or a teacher or caretaker or something like that. And then you get to the lift, and Robert's kind of like the whole time going like,
Make a paper airplane real quick with one of my roses. And then hey kids,
Paper skyship.
paper skyship. And I toss it back on so they don't follow me onto the...
and they go and start running and chasing after it. It just kind of like stays just a little bit above, and every now and then it'll hit like a grate or some heat's coming up. And then it kind of makes its way out of the awning area and gets rain and just nosedives into a puddle, and you just see the kids staring at the puddle as the lift goes down.
Crushing dreams.
Okay, what?
What were you gonna throw my friend down the fence?
I wasn't! I told you what happened!
Who are you and what were you there in the first
I'm
place?
Thunderspark!
Yeah, I know. And
I was there because some kids told me you were beating them up. And I walked down there and you cut one open. I don't know if you or where, unless it's maybe you, but some other guy from a ship got stabbed and opened up and beaten with a billy club, and I come around the corner and I see that you got a shiv and a billy club laying on the ground, and you knock some guy out into the thing, and as far as I know, you're throwing the bird down the thing.
we'll think I made a mistake.
Let me up!
I can't help but notice your abundance of pocket space, so if you have anything in your pockets that you think would be of interest to me, please save me the trouble.
I'm a little hog-tied right now.
Tell me where it's at.
My pocket.
You which one?
But the car next to my leg. Let me up.
I'll check that pocket.
Okay, Pig is now like inches away from his face. As you start to raffle.
Well, I still got
You
like
start-
one hand, okay.
You're holding him down.
Okay.
And you take one hand, you start tearing through. You find a note in his pocket.
Okay. I'll look at. Does it look like a really long note?
It looks like a poster.
Huh.
Only it doesn't have a poster. It actually looks more like a bounty note.
Can I read it?
Sure.
What does it say?
All you see is a large emblem at the top and some scratching on it that maybe looks like a price. But the other text on there is not a language you know.
Okay, I'll fold it back up. Put it in my pocket. And then I'll pick him up. And
Thanks. I felt like my, junk was in my throat.
All right, Larry. You said you had a brother?
Larry is like, huh?
You said you had a brother.
Yeah, I got a family. Well, I did. They kind of disowned me.
How many brothers do you have?
He starts flicking feathers up, trying to count. 2.
What are the names?
Hold on, I got it somewhere in here. Carson. Seaton.
Where might I find your brothers?
This. I wonder if they still live on the Skyway. Maybe they were in Zura. Zura? Wait, are they on the family farm? They could be on a ranch. Oh my wing! Chris, you got a bottle of booze or something like that? And he starts rifling through the crap that's all over the
I'll
place.
just toss it to him.
So as he turns around, he's like, oh! He catches it and falls back on his wing. And he's like, oh! Like a baby.
Oh no.
And
So-
what would you like to do?
So just so I'm clear, this guy, the masked guy, showed up in the middle of the fight of the other dudes.
Yeah, remember that the guy that you scared off
Yeah.
ran away.
Uh-huh.
That's the one that came back with this guy
Uh
who watched you
huh. Okay.
or saw you in the aftermath. The dude knocked out, holding a shiv, and a bloody eviscerated guy at your feet.
Okay, and he's talking about ship or something, right? Yeah.
He said a ship.
Yeah. Okay.
Something about a guy who had already been cut up in some certain way on a ship.
Okay.
So you don't know nothing about why you guys are throwing this guy down the thing.
I didn't throw anybody down anything.
Oh, your guys. You men.
What do you
What
mean
did that
by
guy
men?
go? What did that guy go get you?
The boy?
That was a boy.
Yeah.
I was blind to
I mean, I
refresh.
guess 15 could be a man. I mean, he's not like you.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right, so I'm
Definitely
gonna
doesn't smell like you.
I'm gonna yank him up to his feet. And,
Oh!
I'm gonna start leaving.
He starts hopping after you. Do you want to, help me out here?
I'll use the shiv and cut the feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he kind of almost steps back as you pull the shit out. He's like, okay.
Wink.
So
Now we're both gonna leave and act like this never happened.
can I have my mask back?
Yeah, I think it's up there somewhere.
And you see him run into the elevator, and he just grabs the
I'll be
thing.
like,
It lifts up.
That's.
So you see it when you go back to where the opening was, where the elevator was. You can see there's actually another one right inside the elevator thing. It's a much smaller one. You actually just kind of tickle that one, you just go, boop, and it comes back down. Step in, grab the other one, back up. He's gone. You make your way up the steps, get to the window. You see somebody from the Sharn Watch picking up the eviscerated body, dumping it into the chute, picking up the unconscious guy, looking him over, pulls like anything he can get out of the pockets, counts like a couple of coins or something, tucks it in his, tosses him down the chute, turns around, starts whistling as he's walking out to the alley. Makes his way along and out beyond your view.
Do that. And then I make my way back to, I guess I would go.
Wicked Lawn?
Yeah, that would make sense. I don't really, there's no prompt for me to go to the Dominion, so I guess I'd go back to the...
Probably not. Yeah.
I'll go back to Wicked Lawn.
Okay, Wilson. You make your way out. Timothy gives you like a little wave. You see as he's doing that, like he's got like ashy kind of skin and his eyes are a little red and stuff like that. And he goes, "Hey, Lawson, you want to see something?"
Sure.
Okay, watch this. And he turns and his face is shifted.
Ooh, that's pretty neat.
And then it ripples away. And he turns back to Timothy's like young boyish face. What it rippled into looked like your face.
Wow, that was pretty neat.
I thought so. I can't do it for very long, but I'm pretty good at making it look like things didn't look like you.
I think it did.
All right.
Looked like this.
I did a pretty good job.
I'm sure you'll get better as you get older.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And
All
then
right. I gotta go.
Okay, bye, Lawson.
Bye, Timothy. I'd take the swing by the red and the gold orphanage just to get a name of the girl from the Cocoon Saloon and the morgue in this area so we can put it onto the paperwork.
All right. You get the name Nethil. Nethil.
Okay.
It doesn't take much because they have like a little billboard up of like adopted
Okay.
and missing.
And she was on the
Missing.
I guess then I either go back to work, finish my shift, or if it's late enough, I just swing by, check out, and go home.
Okay. You end up doing that, and you go to the morgue. You check in, let him know that it's been sent out.
Yeah.
At first he's like, kind of took a while, Austin.
They don't keep very good organization in there. They're pretty bad. I might have to go back and like clean up later because they don't even take care of the bodies. It's like not even preserved.
Oh,
It's so disrespectful to those bodies.
that's true. I would say maybe, unless you feel you really have to, maybe just don't. It's taking a lot of time. You have to do transfer paperwork in order to actually be able to do work there, because we're going to have to transfer you for like a week.
It wouldn't actually work. I'd probably just like stop in.
But if you're going to be back there doing anything significant,
Probably not that significant.
okay,
Maybe
okay.
just unpile the bodies.
And just leave them there?
Well, they're their bodies.
Well, yeah, but apparently that they've got them piled up for a reason.
Just to keep them out of the way, I think.
Probably. So if you just unpile them, they'll probably just pile them back up.
Yeah, but I could clean them up at least.
Oh,
Maybe.
maybe.
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh,
What else is in that book for investigations?
investigations?
Yeah, the book we were using earlier.
Oh, investigating the dead?
Yeah, because you had the identify. Did we have anything for reading things that are written in there too?
Reading things that are not really, no. You might find something like that if you go to the library.
Okay, I'll have to do that later.
Yeah, maybe. But
Okay.
remember that if you're going to do something like that, you gotta kind of piece together the little pieces in between that you don't actually know because you can't use somebody else's spell verbatim.
Yeah, you gotta research it.
Yeah, you gotta put it together based on your native tongue and stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking it'd probably be pretty good though.
Okay.
I was thinking, you use Dietell's Diacritics.
What?
Oh, you don't know that book.
What?
Dietell's Diacritics.
Diet?
Dietell's Diacritics.
Dietell's.
It's about all the linguistics of. I'll show you sometime later.
Okay, that might be fun. We can have a picnic.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be
Maybe
back.
we'll make it a work thing, like
Yeah.
a team building exercise.
A seminar.
Seminar.
Yeah,
Maybe we can get the city to pay for our lunch.
that would be good. I need to get them to pay for me to get some poison training because all these people are coming in poisoned. We should probably identify those better.
Okay.
Anyway, I gotta go now. I'll be back in shift tomorrow. Hopefully the pay will be here.
Isn't tomorrow? Yeah, it's far away. But when is the weekend for you?
I don't have a weekend. I'm here all the time.
Every day?
Yeah, aren't you?
No.
Oh, I just didn't notice.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Don't forget to clock out.
I will. Bye.
Okay, bye.
You have Cad go. Oh. Okay.
We have a really. This is a problem. I'm not planning on staying in the Durrows. I'm not planning on staying here that long. I don't know how to run a bar. Cad, I need your help with this. We need to work together on this because I don't know why he did this.
Well, yeah, I guess. Same.
I was just expecting to pay him a favor and he would give me a bit of money later on and I could use that to move on.
Can I hand you this back now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm fine with doing my job,
Sure.
and I'll keep coordinating the rest of the staff. Are there any changes that you want, boss?
Yeah, what is that one song? It just keeps going on and on. I hate it. Look, if I hear it again, we're just going to cut that from the playlist. Other than that, everything is fine.
Sure. Whatever.
Is there something you want to change? The Latch, I know Latch knew what he was doing, but sometimes new ideas come along. If you have any ideas, I'm open to them.
I'll certainly keep it in mind.
Yeah.
All right then. Out with the old, in with the new.
Apparently.
Okay, so
We're not renaming the bar. We don't need to call it the New Dominion.
right.
It was a joke.
Oh, ha!
An
Ha.
attempt at brevity.
Okay.
Do you know... I might talk to you about it a little later, never mind. Yeah, who's on schedule? Like, is there anything I can do to help you?
I think that Rose was supposed to perform tonight, but I haven't heard anything from her.
I'll go get her. I'll handle that.
All right.
When is she due to be performing?
Oh, not for a few hours. I'm
Oh,
just
that's
getting things in line.
Oh, good. Great. I'm sure she'll be relieved. She's been without purpose recently.
Okay. I think we've all felt a little.
Yeah.
It's sad. I was thinking that when they release his cogs, we can maybe have a memorial, and I'm assuming he'll be cremated, but I don't know if there's rules against the scrap sort of burning thing, or if he'll be requisitioned, or... Actually, shouldn't you know? Your house did create Warforge.
True, but my house wasn't exactly... The Warforged were not created to be people. They have become people now.
Yeah.
So it's more the personal preference of the Warforged on how they wish to be disposed of.
Was it in his will?
No.
All right. Well, I guess.
You knew him better. Didn't you know him in the war?
No, I didn't.
No.
I didn't fight.
Oh.
I had a condition.
It's fine.
Oh. Okay.
Before we stop talking for a moment, did Latch ever tell you about? There was something that was strange about, I have a couple of questions about Latch, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure. Anything I can do to help? I'm
the officers who investigated his remains said something about the metal of his head being made from a different type of metal. Did he ever tell you about an old war wound or anything like that?
Not really. Maybe he just had a probably just from his injury, like whatever they had available to repair it.
Sure, that's quite possible. The other thing, what do you know about his vest? He usually wore the same vest, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, since I've known him, yeah.
Yeah. Was there anything that you knew about that vest, or was it a gift from someone particular, or did he ever speak of it? I know it was kind of his trademark, so...
Right, no, and I haven't seen that vest specifically anywhere in town. I do know there's a couple of other establishments, like Millie's, but the vests they wear are quite different. I think maybe he just liked it.
Yeah.
Or maybe he did used to work at Millie's. Maybe
I'd heard.
Maybe he just liked it from that.
Maybe.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else?
No.
All right. Well, let me know, boss.
If you need anything, let me know. I'm gonna be learning this as we go.
All right. I guess if you have any questions, just let me know.
Absolutely. And depart.
Okay. As you all make your way back to the Wicket Lawn, you all arrive roughly just after each other, and you notice that, you actually kind of all arrive like at the stoop about the same time.
Give it out of my room right now. And I just kind of grab them all.
Yeah.
Sure.
Don't touch me.
While you guys are doing that, go ahead and run the thing.
Good.
I'll be right back.
Oh my goodness. I got kidnapped. I was in the top. I got a nice outfit, but that's not here nor there. And then these two guys, and they roughed up Robert, and held up Robert, who's like, and look, they hurt him. They put bruises on him. And there was a bounty, and look, it's a me.
That's words, Rose.
Yes, but it describes me.
Wait a minute.
What language is that?
I don't know.
Do they
I
look
feel like
the
it'll come
same?
to me very soon.
Oh, no, sure.
It's hard to
They
tell
might
right
look
now.
They
the
look
same.
very similar.
Yeah, I would assume they look similar.
Yeah, so anyways, I don't want to sleep by myself because now there are people who are looking for me. But there was a
Don't hand him
strange...
anything. That was a mistake.
there was
We're
a
never getting that back.
There was a strange woman. Remember that woman who said the thing to me?
What?
Oh, Nutella?
Yeah, her with the buns.
Oh, the elf girl with
Yeah,
the...
I'm telling
Yeah, you know what she
Buns.
said to me?
What did she say? No, well...
She said shame.
you. Yeah, that's what.
Sure.
That
What
was
about her?
rude.
Are you just bringing that up out
She
of...
was in disguise.
That's
She
because
was
she's-
in a
she's
man.
not vigilante.
Yeah, we heard
Yeah,
about that.
she took the nuts up. You heard? It's all news to me. But
She's Scarlet Smooth.
yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
She pretended like she didn't know.
Polly
me.
told us.
Well, I don't remember, but she pretended she didn't know me, and
Oh, she
She
must
didn't-
be in disguise.
she was in disguise. She had a big thing on her face, but she was nice, and actually she wasn't very nice about it. She was being cocky. She kept locking in, unlocking, and then locking.
All right,
and
so
unlocking.
you're safe now.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm very glad to hear that.
Well,
Did you find out
not
who...
really.
Well, I'm glad that you are safe. Did you find out who tried to grab you?
These two guys who was wearing a bowler hat and a jacket,
All right.
and
Fair enough.
Did you go to Millie's?
I did.
You know she's probably the ringleader?
Oh, by the way.
Yes, I actually worked that out because we're gonna chase Robert out and then pull out the package.
No, just
Robert.
go in my room, Robert.
Okay.
Robert, the Dominion will be open tonight. You should probably start setting things up. Rose is going to be performing tonight.
I am?
Yes, in about 2-3 hours.
Okay. I gotta keep it.
Put your game face on.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Can get a
found
raise?
later. The package. Oh, something under. Oh, okay.
I found them.
Great. Show the package. Yeah, I want dream stuff.
Huh?
Millie's is full of it.
Oh.
I was talking up one of the.
Should you be carrying that around if you've been arrested for that?
I'm a kingpin. It's fine.
What?
So you mean they're going to target you to arrest you because you carry
Well,
that?
they already
Whatever.
targeted us.
It's fine.
I'm looking at the paper with us.
So
My
we've
paper
got-
or your paper?
Our papers.
Oh.
we found some of that. I also chatted with one of the bouncers there. He does not know when to stop talking. And apparently he was delivering a whole bunch of items everywhere.
Who's
And
Mealy?
everywhere he delivered a place was one of the bars that got the owners died.
Oh.
All of
Just
them?
like Latch. Yes.
I don't think they've killed them all yet. There's still at least 2 or 3 districts that haven't been
Okay,
taken
well,
over.
he said he delivered a good 6 of them. So, and there's more to be delivered.
I wonder if this is the Amante Syndicate.
The who?
That's the guys.
Also, quick question: are the paper that I had and are they the same?
They're
Exactly.
they're very close to the same, or are the same. How do you know about the Amante Syndicate?
I thought that's what what's his name said.
It's what
That's what he told me.
Yeah.
The Syndicate.
So
She
you don't know
told
that, Eric?
Oh, I thought she told us all that.
Hey, by the way,
Hasn't said that
it
name.
has
Okay.
to do with the Amati Syndicate.
Oh,
Who are they?
I
maybe
don't
they're
know. They're bad guys.
maybe they're trying to get in.
It's possible.
All right.
So they're
Are they
trying to take
trying-
away Millie's business?
I don't know. Why you gotta ask me so many questions?
Because I have questions.
Because you seem to know things. The syndicate. Who are they? They've got to be engaging with someone. Is there anyone that are their rivals?
I don't know. The guys in bowler hats.
Can you read that?
I don't know. Can I read that?
Nope.
Nope.
It looks very similar, Felix.
Keep thinking I should go to the library to find a way to decode
And
this
you, actually, you guys recognize the emblem at the top as the same emblem that you removed from the will.
Cool. Moving swiftly on. Fair enough. I mean,
Do you? They don't know that, so
yeah.
just the two of you notice it.
We mentioned that Robert got kind of shuffled off to go.
Right, he's
Right.
elsewhere.
All right. So when I changed the will, the inheritors were originally that logo.
Why'd you burn the will?
Huh? No, the
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 deed?
deed. This.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't
When
understand.
this was the symbol that was on the deed before he replaced it.
Yes.
Which, not
Mhm.
sure why.
Well, I've just painted myself a wonderful big target. I regret this immediately.
Oh, no, look, we're all targets. Why are we all targets?
I'm not a target. Am I a target?
I don't know.
Probably.
Can you read this?
Why am I a target?
So if you guys like kind of put those two things together,
Yes.
Everybody roll me a. This will
Brain
just
roll.
be an intelligence check.
Nice. I am very stupid today.
What'd you get?
I rolled a 4.
Okay,
17.
17.
I rolled that one you've been wanting.
Oh.
That's for you.
Oh, yay!
Oh.
What you
Oh
got?
wait, I should.
I'll tell you in
before
a
I say
minute.
yay.
You can go. No. What'd you get, Kat?
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Wow.
All right, so piecing this thing together, you can you realize that these things are very much identical. They, except for, you're able to kind of like piece together some of the things you notice that the description is different, and that the one that you have seems to have like kind of the blocked out one, the one that Grizz picked up, seems to have like kind of a blocked out thing, like there's a name there, but you can't read a name. Like there's like a blank for a name, and then there was one scrawled on it. But there's no, and there's kind of like a number figure amount, but it looks different than the one that Rose found out was on her.
Different.
So you're able to piece together they're both
Somebody
bounty
else.
slips.
Mine's 1,000 gold.
I think this is somebody
Delafars.
else. I bet this is Felix.
The exchange rate is awful. What language is this?
I don't know.
Who could know?
We could probably take it to the library.
I'm gonna
Hate the last.
I'm gonna pick up one of the bounties, the one that wasn't the rose one. Kind of lift it up. Start walking over to the light as I'm doing so. Fry. Hey, Fry.
Eh?
Can you read this?
Well.
Or
If I
maybe
have
find
time
a
to go
spell
to the
to read
library, I
this.
could probably figure out how to do comprehend languages.
So you feel like your dragon marks start to like wiggle
Mm-hmm.
and like have a little bit of like stress and like burns a little bit
Mm-hmm.
as he kind of crawls out under your brazier. He's like, I bet I know somebody who could.
Oh.
I'll have to take it with me. You want to just copy it and bring it?
Yeah. Could copy this.
That way your friends don't know.
Yeah, sure. Grab a pen and start doodling for a while. And eventually, over time, depending on how long it takes, I'll give him a copy.
Sure.
Oh, are we still talking or something? I found something shiny. What are we talking about?
You found level up
that.
dice.
Yeah, and they're
Because
amazing too.
You leveled up.
Yay!
So
super
those are for you to have for as
Wow.
part of our awesome sponsor there. You have them. I tried to find them in like the most military colors I could. So there's a little bit of blue and pink in there,
Yeah,
but
this is
mostly
awesome.
there's a military green and a brown.
This is great. They're super. Like the numbers are really shiny. So much so they're like disco balls off the dice.
They're
Shiny dice.
beautiful dice.
Yeah.
So you now have a set of distinctly Grizz
Hey.
dice.
Thank you,
Aw,
Alex.
thanks.
Thanks, Alex. Also,
So, and that was I rolled a 1 joke because I wasn't paying attention. That was an intelligence joke.
yes, no, I
Yeah.
got that. I got that they went to go start working on it. Rose kind of gave up after a little bit, and you never ever joined her.
I'm trying to see what my name might be.
You got a big lump on the back of your head.
Yeah, it hurts. Could you check that in a minute?
Does this hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, it does actually. Thank you, doctor.
Do you have a concussion, maybe?
I don't know. I can taste colors. That's fine, right?
No.
Okay.
And you copy your thing.
Yep.
And then later in the evening, you can hand it off. But what do you have? You guys gotten all of the information you need to from each other?
So I did notice one thing when I was over in the morgue.
Grizz, that's part of the trash that's just in your pocket. You pull that bag out.
Oh,
You're
it
like,
was,
what?
it
What
was
is that?
actually probably going in my
so-
real pocket.
The girl from the Cocoon Saloon.
Uh,
Yeah, her name is Nethel. She had a brand on her that was different than the other two.
oh.
Yeah, it was like this.
Is it supposed to say something if they're all lying feet to
This
face?
like a big E. The other one's got like a big L, and the other one's like a big I.
L-E-I.
Like that?
No, it's more square.
Oh.
But which makes me wonder what the other two girls have.
The other two, did you scribble those down?
It's the same one.
Did you scribble down what
It's
the
LEI.
brands were?
We got, but I meant the other girls.
Oh, the other girl. We're gonna have to find that out when we try and sneak in.
We should find
What?
out the two that are over in holding. We should probably.
Oh.
I bet they could tell us who they were talking to and working with, who took them, because all these girls seem to be the ones who disappeared.
Yeah.
Because Neth was listed on the missing list.
Mm-hmm.
So since they're probably working with that syndicate,
Or being manipulated by.
that's what I mean. Probably be good if we go and talk to them before they kill them, like they did that
Oh,
other
man.
guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Save the kids.
I'll have a shank.
What?
As you pull the shank out, something else falls out of your pocket.
More
It
trash.
seems to have been poked through by the shank, and so when you pull it out, it just flutters down to the floor.
Oh, I'll pick it up.
Okay. You pick it up, and you somehow seem to have some, like a, not a manifest per se, but like almost a advertisement for a moving and shipping company whose primary ship seems to be called the Ice Singer.
Oh, the body had to take to the morgue. The other morgue. He was a sailor on the Ice Singer.
Oh.
Yeah.
So too convenient.
He probably got mugged and stabbed a lot. From what I could tell. We didn't have really fully done the autopsy yet. But it looked like that's what happened. So I wonder if someone's using them to carry some sort of other supplies.
The guy got that bounty thing off of. He mentioned something about a ship.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I don't want to get stabbed.
Do we want to go to the ship or do we want to go talk to the girl?
Girls.
Girls.
More time sensitive, unless we want to split up.
I don't want to be alone anymore.
No?
I'm kidnapped.
We should go to the police first. We should go to the station, find out information from the girls. Maybe we can get them out of there.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost forgot. Larry's still drunk.
Oh,
But he has 2 brothers.
did you find out why?
Wonderful.
Oh, he was at the principal.
Yeah.
So he has a brother.
I think it was his brother. In fact,
Oh.
I'm quite sure of it.
But he knew who you were.
Do I
Also
do I
suspicious.
have a rough idea, looking at some of the paperwork that I've kind of acquired from the police office, or maybe seen in the past, a rough idea of what a like a written police memo or a written order might look like, roughly? I would love to try and forge one of those that talks about moving the 2 girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should find out what brand it was on Tawny.
Yes, that would be good too. Oh,
And with that, your attention drifts across the room as Robert seems to be like, kind of like the shadow of Robert is like, you can't really tell what he's doing. It looks like maybe he's like kind of dancing behind the curtain for your room. Where he's just like, "Ooh, na na na, na dee dee, dee dee dee." But it does draw your attention to the table where 2 police uniforms sit folded up on the chair. And that's where we're going to stop for there. Because we need to get, and we got a raffle to do still.
Raffle.
And he can have this one with levels. That's called level up dice.
Raffle.
Raffle.
He did roll a 1 though.
Oh, you're right. Okay. You need these.
Do I?
Yeah, when you rolled a 1, that's when we started the whole thing looking for these. So,
Oh.
these are yours.
Ooh. Okay.
Same if it didn't.
I'm gonna get this is be electrified or something.
Yeah, for sure. Sig just got you an early Christmas present. Alex at Level Up Dice.
Holy
What you
moly!
did.
It's beautiful, right?
As opposed to doing something to him, we did something for him this time.
Yeah, the ones. You're gonna go back up to your apartment and find out that like the entire door has just been like removed from its hinges. Is that the right one? Wait a minute.
Oh.
These are blue with gold.
Wait, those are the wrong ones.
Those
Not
are
yours.
Jeez.
They're almost like they're dream lily.
Right.
Doom Lily.
So those should be more about your color. And can we go ahead and get a mod to pull the raffle? You must be in the room. It doesn't matter where in the world you are, but you must be here in chat. So if the person's not here, mod, just do a search to see if they're in here, and then kick it around if they're not. Do it again. And then if they are, so double check to make sure that they're there. And then if they are here, go ahead and get their, we need their phone number, right?
Like,
For the PHP?
just contact the person who is pulling the mod
Uh-huh.
and give them all your mailing information.
Okay, so Nick, and it looks like you're the one pulling it right now. So if you get that, could you grab the mailing information from the individual, and we will get them the PHP sent out. If you don't already have it, congratulations, you now have a new thing to play with, and you can join all of us playing Dungeons and Dragons. And if you do, well, now you got a Christmas gift for somebody. So with that, Lausian,
Yes?
Do you follow the guidance of your spiritual ancestors?
Yes, the Undying Court.
Do you feel bad about the book you took and traded for Dream Lily?
Yes. I'm still trying to make up for that one.
Do you think that it might be a little easier for you to get back into the good graces of your home if you were to become a follower of sorts on a more divine level?
Probably. I mean, if I was working for them, they have to like me if I do good things.
So, as you go to trance, the morning does not come before you are visited by your ancestors, who offer spiritual communion. And your second level, should you choose to accept it, will be first level cleric.
Yes.
You accept?
Yes.
So you are now what? Level 1 wizard, level 1 cleric?
Great cleric.
Which cleric are you going to take?
Grave cleric.
Grave cleric, that actually makes sense.
It's a great choice.
It was
Hopefully not great.
That blue lily, dream lily. Blue dream lily.
I've got blue dice.
blue and gold.
With gold flecks.
Nice.
So, thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us here on twitch.tv/D&D. Thank you again to our sponsors, Level Up Dice, Wormwood, Rook and Raven, World Anvil, Black Magic, that's right, Dungeons and Dragons, or I guess suppose D&D Beyond, who hooks us up with some really good stuff here, Wormwood, whose awesome items are up for you to get a hold of if you send us some fan art of the episode you saw tonight, maybe. Who knows? But you could be one of the few people, actually you'd be the only person. We don't have another. You would be the only person with the Inkwell Society Eldritch script. Elder script.
Elder script.
Elder script.
We don't even have one.
Yeah, well we do, but you get it. And your friends there in the community get to vote for you. So, you might want to recruit some more friends to the community if you want to be able to, like, you know, make sure they like your fan art.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe. Or if you want to give them the opportunity to win it too, you know, do your buddies a solid. Does anybody have anything else before we start to sign off? What you got, Satin?
Sunday at 1 p.m. is Dungeon Master's Guide, where me, myself, and 2 other Dungeon Masters create an adventure in 45 minutes in correspondence, and it's really great. And if you want to participate, send a maximum 1-minute video of your house rules to fanart, D&D fanart at wizards.com.
And weren't we looking for maps from last week's episode? If people want to do the map of what we were going to be doing?
Actually, maps of any of these, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So all that stuff, all the fan art goes to D&D fanart at wizards.com.
Cool. And you gentlemen all now have, and well, you got one. You got these nice
I have none.
level up dice now
Sparklies?
too. Yeah.
Sparkles. Onyx. What are you calling that one again?
These are the Egyptian monolith.
Egyptian monolith. So you guys all have new dice to use for next week, and those are your Inkwell specific dice from Alex. Everybody wave. Say thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
And we will see you all on the interwebs. And we did the raffle. It was.
Who won?
Raffle.
It was Guitar Fan 7.
Nice.
And Nick and his wrangling our information for us.
Congratulations.
If you've won other prizes that you have not gotten yet, with the exception of Lee, I can't remember the last digits of your screen name, we'll be getting those out to you soon. If you're worried, definitely just go ahead and send Nicken a message and follow up, because she'll be helping us make sure that we get all of those raffles out on time and get caught up to the ones that we have here. So if you enjoyed what we're doing here, let D&D know by subbing, let D&D know by posting, and let us know by going to the Maze Arcana channel and subbing. Get the cool emotes that we've got floating around in here. And we will talk to you later after. Gotcha, Andre. We will talk to you after we tell you where can the internet find you?
Oh, right. Instagrams and the Twitters and all of the other things. You can find me at YoKaiProps.
You can find me at Satine Phoenix on all the things. Also at Wizards_D&D. Is it D&D_Wizards?
I'd say mainly Twitch, twitch.tv/SigNeutron. Appreciate any of the follows and stuff, but on the rest of the social medias at SigNeutron. So.
And I'm at Kyle Vogt on Twitter, at Kyle.Vogt on Instagram, and you can poke around and find me on Facebook at KyleVogt.fanclub.
Woo! And I am Rudy Woot. Oh, I know all of our names are just kind of underneath our little thing here. So I'm Rudy Woot. I'm on all the things, and my name is Rudy Rutenberg, and you can pretty much find us all doing all the things that we're doing for Maze Arcana, which you can also follow at Maze Arcana. Thank you guys for coming to join us and spending your evening, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope you're tracking on the mystery. I got some fun stuff in the next couple episodes.
The mystery history.
Don't miss that mystery.
Everybody else tired now?
I think we're done. I think we're good.
Good. We'll see you guys next week as we pick up and continue the Inkwell Society.